Welcome back!
So, this is back. Some of this is back. Some of this is back. Some of this is back.
Here to drag out horse. Look at me. Welcome back!
Yes, this is Colton.
And Dylan.
Super special podcast.
Super special podcast. Some of this is bad.
You know that. This is a very special episode. We invited a witch here, and we'll introduce her in a little bit. I just want to be like kind of upfront with my feelings on witches.
Okay.
I was lied to a lot as a kid.
Okay.
So I don't trust a lot of things, but I was also straight for way longer, so I've also been wrong before. So I'm open to a lot of different things.
Yes, you're also a liar, and you were never actually straight.
Right.
So I've
been wrong.
You've been wrong.
I've been wrong, so I go like, oh, just because I think I know something,
you don't know it. You don't know it.
So I'm open to being just read. I was told earlier that she gave me a little peek at the chart.
Yeah.
Turns out I love myself. I thought I hated myself. Big news to me.
Well, that's not exactly what she said, and we can get into that. And should I say where I'm at with witches?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've always felt since I was a young child that I actually was a witch. Very, very young. I actually used to like make spells up before I even really knew what witchcraft was. I was doing my own earth witchcraft.
Yeah.
And also I was obsessed
Can you give us an example of that?
I would go out and I'd get twigs and I kind of put manifestations into like what would happen, and I would do all that kind of stuff.
Like
and
what? Like what?
Well, I was a child.
Yeah,
and
I know. That's why I want to know.
You know what? I was probably like begging for my sister to not die. Okay, if you want me to bring that up. And guess what? She did. And but I do think that maybe I'm the reason she lasted as long as she did.
Yeah.
And I was obsessed with the TV show Charmed.
Yes.
And I bought off eBay a pillowcase when I was in 6th grade that said, with all 4 sisters and the Book of Shadows, and it said, Dylan is a charmed one for life. And that is how I feel. I'm a charmed one for life. And then my last thing I'll say about witchcraft is that actually I have been to many psychics and astrology readers before, and they've all said that I have had magic in almost all of my past lives. And one of them said that I've actually been a witch and had magic in all of my past lives. And the reason that I don't have that much connection to it in this life is due to bad behavior with it in my last.
Yeah.
And so,
for sure.
but I will say, and she did say though, but if you really want to tap into it, you can. And I said, honey, I do. And so that's kind of where I'm at with witches.
Yeah.
And so we should probably...
But just as far as like reincarnation goes, do you think somebody just walking around like secretly knowing that they're Hitler?
No, but I will say that I believe that. We'll bring you in a moment.
I'm making notes.
And make notes. And I will also say this is totally unrelatable, and I will bring her up in every single episode. But I do believe that in my spiritual clan is Maggie Rogers, and that she was born 2 weeks before me, and that's kind of why I'm so connected to her as a musician.
Okay. Well,
And I do believe we're on the same soul path.
what soul path?
That we are here together.
You're here together.
Yeah, I believe I knew her in many past lives.
Okay, so you're supposed to be her friend or more?
Well, we're gonna meet at some point.
Okay.
Anyways,
Maggie Rogers?
Yeah, she's incredible. She's
Love
actually
it.
an incredible musician. And if you don't know her, she's normal girl core.
Well, if you don't know our next guest, let me introduce you.
I'm Maggie.
Okay,
Welcome our guest, super spectacular New
Comic.
York fave witch. You know her, you love her, Sarah Amore.
Hello. Hi,
Sarah.
My fans. Yeah, you know you love her. New York witch. I actually thought you were talking, until you said musician, I thought you were talking about Maggie Smith, the Dame Maggie Smith.
no.
So, or I guess she's not the Dame, but she's
a woman.
She's in Downton Abbey. So, but you're talking about a musician. I don't know Maggie Rogers, but I do know Maggie Smith. I also think it's part of the soul
Well, if you ever
family.
come to my apartment, you'll
What's
see
the weekend?
multiple pictures of Maggie Rogers on my wall.
Oh,
so
fabulous.
that's incredible.
Cannot wait.
Yeah, thank you.
Posters on the wall, cum stains on the sheets. That's
Actually, the only
if
stain on
he's
the
cool.
sheets would be the coffee that Colton spilled all over my bed yesterday.
yeah, it would have been a stain, but he was like, leave it.
It's sort of a good omen. It's sort of like inviting a little bit of brown dookie.
It's like when a bird
that's sort of a dark-
when a bird like shits on you. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna keep Colton stuff here.
I think that's good. Yeah, I think it's good luck. I think it's a good omen. I think, yeah, just like more stains, the better. That's how manifestation works. A little bit of something brings more of that in. So it's like, you want some stains on that comforter, keep the stains on the
I
comforter.
love that.
Love
We
it.
should probably do our one segment that we have, which
Sure,
is
yes. Definitely.
Well, actually, there's two. I do the news, and I have
Okay, big news story. So, and just to let you know, because you're here and our listeners, I don't read the news. The only news that I read is the Bing homepage, and I look at the stories.
Because Bing does still exist.
I love
has
Bing.
Bing?
I
How
had
did you
stop it. I had a Windows phone in 2013, and it really brought Bing into my life. It has better porn, and then also, yeah, hi.
Writing that
I Bing
down.
porn. I Bing porn.
What
Isn't
do
that
you
crazy?
I mean, has your searches like
Usually my
daddy fucks daddy?
Double daddy?
Actually, you know what's psychotic? I love solo jerk off porn. Is that bad?
No, it's sort of like being in camp.
No, it's
Just staring
absolutely.
at guys in the eye.
The internet wants me to like it too.
Well, no. Yeah,
They're like,
yeah,
they're like,
you're right,
"Hey,
you're right,
you
you're right.
love this. I'm like,
It's everything is like straight dad jerking off.
Well, that's great.
yeah, I need a little
Okay.
context.
Thank you for giving me that. The shame is
There's no room for shame here in witchcraft.
So yeah, for the news.
yeah.
Oh, but breaking story, I did something bad.
Yes.
Oh.
I was driving, as one would drive, and a possum ran across the street, like, instantly, and I don't know if I tried to, like, middle him, but I did see his face. His face winced, and he put up an arm like, no, like that.
Oh, you
Yeah.
hit him?
Well, I think I hit his tail.
That's worse. That's worse.
I know, because I was thinking of A Bug's Life. Remember when they're like, our kid took off my wings?
Oh.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I
was
actually
that.
don't. I think I saw.
It's really
I think
dark.
there's trauma with me. I just remember that. Oh my god. So
I think there's trauma with me.
Do you want to hear the trauma?
Yeah.
I literally have not thought about this in 20 years. So when I was in preschool or kindergarten, my family went to Disneyland in Florida, or World, and I actually was climbing the Bug's Life roller coaster thing, and I actually got lost, and I looked around and I couldn't find my family, and I said, where are they, and I said, they're gone. And then like 20 minutes later, what felt like an eternity, I found them again. But thank you for bringing that back up.
Oh, wow. I got lost in the Monterey Bay Aquarium.
That's where they shot Big Little Lies.
It is?
Well, I didn't
In
know.
California?
I did, yeah,
Yeah.
California. And
Season
you
2.
can pet.
No, season
you
1.
can pet the manta ray there.
Sure.
And I was too young, and I tried to pet it, but I like had to reach over, and I fell almost in. The lady next to me caught my legs, and my mom goes, "You are done. You're done." And so she made me stand over there in the corner. I was like, I have got to go play with the starfish. Got lost, and I was like, you know what? I'll just go to the front. And then I was just like coloring, wasn't even phased. My parents were crying.
Were you afraid of being kidnapped as a kid?
No.
It was my biggest fear. I used
My
to.
parents were afraid of me being kidnapped, but I wasn't afraid of being kidnapped.
That's good. Yeah. Well, you actually kind of were ugly.
No, I was.
showed me a picture yesterday.
Very young. No, very young. I was adorable.
Oh, okay.
But then you had some awkward years?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, bad. I saw a
Big
picture
teeth,
yesterday.
Huge
Bad.
nose. I didn't stay out of the sun ever, and I turned Haitian black.
It's you'll see the picture
How
and you'll
gorgeous,
think.
though, with blue eyes.
Big
Stunning.
nose. It was like,
You look
what
like
happened
Jesus.
to you? It looked like
No, the photos
Beverly
showed me-
Hills mom or something.
The photo he showed me could like get him canceled.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
like genuinely like people. I wouldn't believe it's real.
You
He
have
looks-
to show me now at the
It's-
end, or
it's-
should we have it?
We'll post it. Well, we're gonna post
I was
it.
actually looking for.
It could get you canceled.
We're gonna post. Yeah, yeah.
It's real.
It is real.
It is real.
I think
It
it's
is-
like
it
us
is
to
really
test
my
the
skin.
boundaries.
Yeah.
Test the boundaries.
growing up,
Will
I
we get
literally-
canceled?
Do you remember those TV shows that were on like late at night where like it would be like an adult and then a room full of children and they'd kind of teach you like if you get put into a trunk you like knock out the back
Yes.
and you wave. And so I learned how to do that. So when I was walking around as a kid, anytime a car would kind of slow down next to me, I would have a full panic attack and start running down the street because I thought I was going to get. I was a very cute kid and no one was paying attention to me. So hi,
Wow.
hi Mom.
Well, let me tell you
welcome
about
back.
the news.
Yeah. Okay.
The news. Yeah, no.
And listen, this one is a little vague because I don't remember all the names, but the
You have to start bringing a piece of paper.
Responsible
I know.
journalism to the max here. It's
Listen, if
wonderful.
you know what I'm talking about, then you know Osama #2 got airstriked, and he is dead now. And Biden goes, and I did it.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, but you know, can you imagine? He's like, yeah,
You know what I hate?
that's me. I murdered him. And everybody like, good, finally, we've been looking for him.
It's COVID.
He is
Again.
good, yeah.
Yeah. He's so
Are
annoying.
you worried about monkeypox? I mean, we did the whole episode.
I
but,
know.
like,
I'm getting more worried every
I don't-
day.
what-
I'm
the
getting
scoop?
I'm getting the
What's the
vaccine.
deal with monkeypox?
I'll tell you this. I'm deleting my Grindr today. I'm deleting Grindr and Scruff.
So it is a gay disease.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what?
It is.
I actually have not been keeping up with the news either, although I do know Shakira's in jail. That's my big news.
She's in
Yeah.
jail.
Shakira's in jail for tax evasion in Spanish
Honestly,
in Spain.
shake those hips, honey.
Yeah.
Chuck 'em
She's
on,
gonna be fine. Can you imagine her like joining a Latin family? Because they're
She'd
family.
kill it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she just needs to get. She's gonna get a girlfriend right
Do you
away.
think she's gonna be the mom or like the slutty stepmom? I think she's gonna be the slutty
true?
stepmom.
Well, she has children of her own
No, I'm talking about Prison Family.
Oh, Prison Family. Slutty stepmom for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, she's looking for my taxes, small and humble, so looking for them with paid taxes. I don't know.
I don't know how to pay my taxes.
I think she's gonna be a star. I feel like any star.
Thank you. There you go.
Do it again. Do it again.
I didn't know how to pay my taxes.
That's good. That's so good.
That's actually not bad. It's good.
yeah, different opinion.
Hey, you know what? Some of this is bad.
So
So
most of it is bad.
this is our show.
Do yours, Dylan.
My bad of the week.
You're Shakira.
Oh, I'm more of a J-Lo person. I'm more J-Lo.
right.
I'm more J-Lo.
Let's hear it.
My best, that's mine.
And me not choosing not to sing live is also being J-Lo because she also can't sing.
Wait, is that true?
She can't really do anything right. And I'm a huge fan. I had a Jennifer Lopez fan club in 3rd grade.
I haven't gotten to my repertoire yet, but I do have a couple of Jewish J-Lo jokes.
Oh, incredible!
They call it the
Have
Jewish
you
J-Lo.
ever seen the
J-Lo?
I'm my mother, but
J-Day.
Have you seen the video of Jennifer Lopez going back to the Bronx? And she's like, "That's where I used to live." And the guy opens the door and he's like, "Who are you?"
No.
And she's like, "I used to live here." He's like,
Yeah.
"Great."
No.
And she's like, "I'm J-Lo." He's like, "Cool." Like, leave.
No, that's one of the best videos. I'm like, because so she's like, hey, and he's like, hi, and she's like, I used to live here. Yeah, he's literally like, okay, and then she's like, I'm Jennifer, like as if that should be
Yeah.
enough, and he's like, okay, and she's like, Lopez. Okay, and then she's like, huh, anyway, and just like walked
Yeah.
right by. It's
Yeah,
like,
it's so
yeah,
good.
I just repeated that story. I don't know why I had to repeat it. Like you just said it perfectly,
liked it.
but
Yeah.
I just wanted to do it too because I saw the video
Because it was
too.
fun.
Yeah,
I,
no.
like my breast not small and
that was great.
Thanks, guys.
Wow.
Did you do anything bad this week?
Did she say, what if my breasts were small and humble?
Lucky for my breasts are small and humble. She's lucky that her breasts are small and humble.
She's lucky.
that
so
what
you
she
don't
says?
confuse them with mountains.
She says, lucky that my breasts are small and humble.
Humble. So you don't confuse them with mountains.
Who's she dating that's like, yo, your tits are like mountains, Shaq?
That was crazy.
Oh, dang.
Crazy. I'm Shakira. You got big ass titties.
She's like, I'm so lucky they're so humble.
I love that everybody's like, I relate to. Actually, we don't relate. We don't relate, Shakira.
I don't really.
No, my titties are one of the things that's gotten bigger during COVID, as also the rest of my body, and my life has been better.
That's okay.
How big of a hassle are boobs?
They've made my life better in every way. No, I
They've
had
actually
regular
made my
sized
life
titties
worse.
pre-COVID. No, well, right, it's different for men and women certainly. For men,
Yeah,
big titties
yeah,
are definitely
it's a
more of
huge
a
issue.
problem.
Where do they land?
They surgically.
Where do they
have to-
land?
Right here's a nipple. it's a
little
huge
bit.
issue.
Do you have low?
What?
The low nips.
Yeah, they're like I have to fully get them removed surgically.
It's wonderful.
Honey,
Make
Where?
it right, make it tight.
honey, just throw them in the garbage.
You just want to be nippleless?
Yeah, I'm gonna get literally top surgery.
Oh,
Yeah,
love that.
That's
I'm
so
gonna get-
funny, Dylan.
I am. I'm getting top surgery.
That's one. I empower that.
What does that mean?
It
that
means
they're
that-
just gonna cut your.
Yeah,
You're
They
gonna.
cut your tits off.
Okay. Well,
it's actually a medical condition.
what?
I actually can't pronounce it, but it's like gynecomastia or
Oh
something.
yes, gynecomastia.
Yeah, so I have that.
There was an 8th grader who had to do a science report, and he just like brought one of those like poster boards with
Yeah,
men.
did he
with
also
boobs
have
on
it?
No, he just loved that men had boobs on it, and
Oh.
everybody loved it. He got in trouble though. I
Yeah,
don't know
by the
why.
way-
Christians.
Not great in 8th grade.
I mean, you should to know about that
I'm
in
half
8th grade
trans.
means no. Somebody,
you do
somebody
not
in
have
his,
gynecomastia.
I literally do. You see me with my shirt off. It's crazy you're saying that.
it should be called. Yeah, you're fucking lying. Don't lie to us, Colton. Don't lie on the podcast.
Literally, it's like you don't just say you don't have it. It's like you don't have to be nice. Like I literally have it.
It feels like it should be called like girlomastia though. It should be called like your tits are masking as a girl.
Yeah.
Okay, well they're lucky that your breasts are small and humble. Then I guess.
They've been bigger too.
Wow.
They look
Yeah.
great now.
You're like, oh, like
Every trainer I've ever worked at, they're like, we can try, but you're gonna have to get surgery.
oh my gosh!
can
Couldn't you
try.
just do
I
a
start
couple of
bawling.
peck things? Couldn't you do like
And
these?
by the way, insurance doesn't cover it, and it's like $15,000.
What? You can go down to Mexico to $3,000 boob job.
Yeah. Do you think I should?
Yeah.
Would you? Wait. Like, would you come with me?
I will come with you because I
That
want.
actually means so much to me that you would come with me.
I'll probably figure out something I want to get.
What would you get?
Wait, if you're getting your, I would
Chest.
probably get. I'd be like,
What
hey,
if
can
I
you
get
put
my-
all your boobs into my ass?
No, I want it in my ass. I want you.
Oh my god, a Brazilian butt lift with Dylan's tits
Yes.
in your ass.
Yes.
That's friends forever.
That's friends
That's friends forever.
Me and Colton are new friends, but family.
Yeah.
Butt family.
Yeah. Love that.
Love it.
And so Sarah's a witch. And
Yeah, and well,
wait, did you do anything bad this week?
Oh, I did actually. Every day I do a couple of bad things. I'm a witch after all. But what I did really bad this week was that I accidentally put a full roll of toilet paper into the washing machine.
That's so bad.
Very bad. And this is a sublet, so there was some concern in terms of like, did we break the machines? I was just trying to be a good girl, and I was trying to just roll up all my sheets and throw them in the washing machine. But I forget sometimes. The Jews, we have a little sniffle all the time. So there was a full roll of toilet paper in the bed. I put it in, but it was crazy because when I pulled all the stuff out of the wash, and it was literally, I have pictures. It was like coated in like white fuzzy, and I was like, what is this? Like, what could it be? Is it lint? How could there be so much lint and everything? And then when I got everything out of the washing machine and I saw that there was like cardboard, like soaked cardboard chunks on the like middle of the machine, I was like, oh, I know exactly what this is. And so I had to run everything through the dryer like 3 times, and I'm telling you, the amount of, it was as much as a full roll of toilet paper that had been broken down and then replenished. And so we survived. The machine survived, but I definitely felt like womp 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 womp.
Follow up. Do you get a nose job?
No.
It's very strange.
It's very
You
look gorgeous.
Yeah, it's very like.
Not to be
great.
about me, but like I've actually always had a perfect nose.
Yeah.
You have a perfect
No,
nose.
it's a perfect nose. It's because God gave me like obviously bad body issues, but like.
No,
Faces
faces.
are good. Faces are good.
The
I
money
broke my
maker.
nose 7 times.
It looks
I would
incredible.
love. Well, the last time I broke my nose. It was rugby, and I came out and my nose was just crooked, and my coach like cranked it back in. And he looked at me and goes, now you gonna go back in, or are you a soft cock?
I
was
literally
like,
have a chopper.
I am not a soft cock, so I guess I'll be going. Hard dicks are better.
Now, were you sexually attracted to him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't know why.
There's nothing
I thought
better
this
than
was like.
Do you really thought you were straight for
Yeah.
like?
He fucked 50 women.
Yeah.
You are pretty.
That's it's so confusing when puss is on the table.
Do you like fucking? Like, have you enjoyed it?
Yes, putting your dick in soft
Right, it's a
things is
soft
great.
thing,
Well,
yeah.
it's made for it.
Right.
I always felt like I was disappointing them.
Because you were like, I actually don't like you at all, and I'm pretending that you're a guy.
I was like, girls coming is so complex in my brain that I'm like,
It's complex for us too.
Because I was like, did you do it? Did you come? Was that good enough? So I think that I might be gay because I'm just like, ooh.
Can I say
Like
something?
the stress.
Yeah,
Can I
the stress.
say something bad?
That's what it is.
Okay.
Some of this might be bad.
This is actually going to be awful, but I'm very attracted to the woman, like, here down. But, like, up.
That's because you have breasts.
Yeah.
That's your own self-hate.
You're bringing your own tits
Yeah,
to this
don't
argument.
make my titties better.
No. It's not even about the titties, really. It really is more like I don't like the female face sexually, and I really don't like their voices sexually. Like, even in a gay porn, if there's a woman being like, oh, my husband, I'd be like, oh, God, she's here. Like, I hate
so
it. I
awesome.
hate their, like, moans of, like, but, like, I like to watch men fuck women in porn as well, but women have to be literally silent.
Yeah, but also when famously, I think it's called size something, and there's this giant doctor, and he fucks this twink, and this twink shows up in all of them, but he
Stop looking at
always.
me. Are you talking about fun size boys?
Yeah, fun size boys.
I love fun size boys.
So do I, but I have to watch it on silent.
No, he's, by the way, this kid, he might be 24. He looks
Fingers crossed.
11.
Okay,
Yeah.
hope he's 24.
And the size difference between the two of them is so
It's like
massive.
3 feet.
I have to see. Can I Google? Is something
Yeah,
I can
literally
Google?
go and
Yeah.
type in fun size boys.
On it.
And this kid is just like, oh. I mean, I'm sure that he is going through it. That dick is huge compared to him.
It looks crazy.
It looks like
nuts.
It looks like magic.
Yeah, there's a guy in Pornhub who his name is Thick Richard.
Nice.
And he's straight, and he posts a lot of videos of him fucking like sex toys and stuff like that, which I can get into.
I cannot.
Really?
No.
Well, I just whatever. But he has one video where he's
Okay, right. Well, whatever.
where he does sleep with a woman, but literally, like I said, like it's just stomach down, and like even he's eating her out, and she's like making very minimal noise. It's one of my favorite videos.
Okay.
So is this just like a petite fellow?
Can I see which one you're looking at?
Well, it's just the whole gallery here. I'm sort of just.
That's him right there.
Yeah.
That's him.
He's like, you're gonna fuck me in the ass?
yeah.
No, and then he
Really?
wants it, and
He
then
wants
he
it
goes,
bad.
"Oh."
I know. I'm not huge. Are you a grunter when you're having sex?
I
No,
am.
We've talked about this. I'm silent, dead silent.
Oh, I hate that.
I'm very much like.
Are you?
Yeah, I've been. It's no coincidence that I myself have had a gay boyfriend or two.
Yeah.
That's what you were saying earlier. Like, I had one of the happiest relationships of my life. About a year and a half, I dated the gayest gay guy. But who else would see theater with me twice a weekend?
Oh, wait,
what's your
stop.
favorite
Trevor
play?
just Googled Fun Size Boys.
It's wonderful to witness.
Trevor,
What do you think,
what
Trevor?
did you think?
Well, I saw the man standing there with an erect penis.
Sure.
Yeah.
I was just like, I should probably scroll off of this.
Is Trevor's not gay?
No, Trevor's straight. He's married to a woman.
A homo aesthetic, as they say.
Sure, wonderful. That's so. As do I.
No, I
don't
think-
we all? Don't we all?
I
As a
think
little
what it
homo in
means
here.
is like when I say like, oh, you look gay, it's like just means like I want to fuck you.
Right, he's
Because
just
otherwise I'm just
complimenting
like
you.
what it just means if I don't say that I go like you're so sexually not on my radar that I
Right.
can't tell your sexuality.
Got it. Yeah, I feel like.
Actually, what you just said makes no sense in my brain. I don't even understand really the words.
I think he's basically saying if he doesn't want to fuck
I
you,
literally-
he doesn't even see you as a sexual being whatsoever.
Oh, yeah, same.
Yes.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. Uggos.
Yeah.
But
and women. I mean,
Yeah.
And women,
Yeah.
I don't think
Well,
they have
do you
sex.
like pretty people or do you like to fuck ugly people?
Well, it's funny you should ask that. I feel that everybody, like you guys are all past, but I feel like my entire, my history is basically just my art collection. I feel that it's everybody I'm around that put their penis inside me, or even Desi, like the girlfriends I surround myself with, the men I surround myself, all the most beautiful people I can find. I'm not vain in terms of my own beauty, but I like to look at the most beautiful people.
Speaking of vain, it sounds like you read my chart.
Oh, yeah, so should we pull up charts? So Sarah's a witch in many different forms,
I'm a
a life
witch.
coach, a comedian, and we've kind of had her on here to kind of ask some questions about us personally and us, this professional relationship.
Yeah, I just realized that we've never addressed the come and take it flag, but let's just not do it anyways.
Yeah, no, wait, I think it'd be better if we don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me pull your
And by
charts
the way,
up.
it's come and take this.
I actually, this is a prop from a web series I was in,
Oh, fuck yeah.
where I strut around Austin in leather assless chaps and confused Republicans at a gun show.
Well, I do
Anyways.
think that no one thinks you're straight anymore, certainly. So that's good. You kind of put that's the gayest shit I've ever heard.
Until I open my mouth.
Right.
I get looks and they're like, hey, they're like,
I'll say some of the
Friend.
sunglasses, some of the sunglasses you wear, you walk with you. Those are a little faggy.
yeah. Oh, the Gucci ones?
and
For sure.
rightfully so.
They're-
Yeah.
Those used to be my sisters.
Yeah.
And she said, please don't look at me. I look great.
So the reason he transitioned from vain to vain is because I was trying to give Dylan some encouragement about his own personal beauty. And what I was saying about Colton's chart is similar to me. You're also a bit of an art collector. Like if Dylan wasn't beautiful, there's no way that you'd be down to do like an on camera or even a pod. Like you wouldn't want a co-host that was not attractive because that would bear on your like it reflects badly on you if you're with uggos.
Right.
So Dylan,
But don't you also think that maybe it makes him look more buff?
No, I don't think so. Buff is not the issue. He does look more buff than you, but it's not about buff. It's about like
But you know when hot girls like they like surround themselves with ugly friends because then they get to look like a lot hotter.
I've heard about it.
but see what you're describing is actually medium girls.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh my God.
I didn't even think about that. They are
You're
medium
talking about
girls.
the sixes.
Yeah.
You're talking about the sixes who need to surround themselves with the fours in order to make it to the 10 spot.
Wow.
You know.
Yeah.
So you'll see Desi's birthday, we're all ugly. She's actually too beautiful to even notice anyone else's beauty. She has no qualms about beauty. And she'll look up with anybody, you know? So it's sort of like, because she's so away from, she's so not aware of her, that's what I'm saying. Desi's so beautiful, but it's like that
Did
one.
she used
that's
to be
one-
ugly?
No.
No.
No, she's just
Desi's
fucking
one of the most gorgeous girls we've ever met in our lives.
like stupid pretty. Like when I first saw her, I was her beauty arrested me. I mean, I was like, oh.
Same. I was like, am I attracted? I literally was like, am I attracted to Desi when I first
Right.
met her? I was like, this is crazy.
I went, oh my gosh, she probably has so many interesting stories.
Oh, she's a great podcast
Like-
guest. I will say she'll fucking. You want to talk about someone that drives the conversation? This motherfucker. She is from Bolivia and she does crazy wild shit. I mean, yeah. The bad thing that she did last week was that she overfilled her gas tank in the car, basically.
I did the same day, but my car didn't. Nothing happened to my car.
Thank God.
And then also, I want to say that she did show me a picture of like her ex, and I was like, "Are you mad at him?" She was like, "No, he's my family." I'm like, I love her.
Well, she does have the baby daddy who's very hot.
Yeah, he is hot.
He's very hot, and you know, if you're
I
gonna
asked
have
her,
a
I go,
baby.
do you think he likes gay people? She goes, he loves everyone. I go, okay,
Now
amazing.
that I'm not sure. The Bolivians are a little bit macho, but you know, if she says he loves everyone, he loves everyone.
Yeah.
It's great. I love that. That's beautiful. But what I will say though, okay, so Colton, your chart.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
Okay,
call.
well, we don't know her, so.
Oh, you haven't met Desi?
Yeah, I have.
But he doesn't like women. He doesn't.
Sorry,
He's
the
not.
bad boys haven't met.
The bad boys.
The bad boys are our fans.
Oh well, when the bad boys meet Desi, you will certainly. The straight ones of you will certainly hit her up.
I
We're a
definitely
huge
love
podcast for straight men.
that I definitely love validation for sure. I don't know we need the chart for that, but I think one question that I do have that I hope that we get to eventually
Certainly.
are Dylan and I ever going to get in a really big fight, and whose fault is it going to be?
And also, like, yeah, Sam.
Well. Before we pile on. Okay, so here's my thing, right? I'm gonna do a little reading for Colton, then I'm gonna do a little reading for Dylan, then we're gonna look at your charts together.
I love that.
And we're gonna see whose fault the fight is in the future. Okay?
Okay.
It's probably going to be mine. I'm probably going to go off my meds. Oh yeah, that's another question I have. Should I go off my meds?
And also, also keep this in the back of your mind. Should we get a gun for the podcast? And then also, I want to say I actually don't stay mad at people for long. So like, you could literally spit in my face, and I'd be like, "That was really fucked up." And I'd wake up tomorrow and I go, "I forgive you."
You know I have to spit on your face by the end of this episode.
I will bear witness to this insulting and forgivable event.
Yeah. Okay.
I wouldn't do it with coffee breath.
That's really cool of you, Colton.
Yeah.
You're
I
a
don't
fucking
like
loving
it
guy.
when somebody spits on my dick, but if I'm licking, doesn't matter.
Wait, but if somebody
I
is
quickly
sucking
say-
your dick and it
No,
needs
no.
a little bit of lube, don't you?
No, I don't like it.
I like when guys spit in my mouth.
Yeah.
in your mouth.
I fucking
Yeah.
so
love.
actually, I think that was just a full-on invitation, Colton.
Well, he did
If you were
open up.
spitting in my mouth, I wouldn't be mad. I like it.
If my mouth is dry, well, I guess it's not dry as much anymore, but when I would just be like fucking hammered or on coke or something,
Certainly.
then it would be hot for like the guy to be like, here's some fucking of my spit.
I love that shit.
Yeah. Anyways, my chart.
Well, I just want to say, I do not like to be spit on or in, although you could spit on my pussy, I guess. That's kind of neat. But,
Neat. That's actually when I got a sex talk. That was my dad's sex talk.
Do his voice.
I was 11 years old. We're going to see X-Men. He was like, "Hey, Colton, just don't go have sex in there." I was like, I was like that. I don't think.
Who do you think
I
you're
was
gonna
like,
have sex
yeah,
with
I
in
was
there?
like that.
X-Men
I
is
was
so
like that.
good.
We're going to the movies. He goes, "I don't know. Maybe you could put. It doesn't matter. Just if you promise me, just don't go shoving it in there, okay? And if you do, fucking spit on it." And I was like, "Okay, Dad." And my friends in the car were like, "What the fuck is wrong with your family?" But anyways,
But I feel like that's probably like again, like not to like go so deep here, but I cannot help myself. The coach hat never comes off. Perhaps that's why I don't like. You're just you put dad and spitting on dick together in your head. Like your dad is the one that planted the idea of spitting. Like you must spit if you're gonna shove it in something. So now of course you're like, I don't love
no, I don't
spit.
mind spitting and then anal.
Sure. Oh, okay. So just in general, you don't want someone to spit on your dick and walk away.
Yeah.
You just don't want a homeless guy.
Yes.
Hock a loogie on your
glad we
junk.
got to the bottom
Hey,
of that.
dude, I was fucking just having a cigarette. You was spitting on my dick right now.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
It's fucked up. I used to have a joke about. I guess I have it again because now I'm getting on stage again. But I used to have a joke about like why Jewish girls give the best head, and people would be like, no, because Jewish girls give the best head, and they'd be like, why? And I'd be like, because of mucus, and it was like a gross. It was like,
That's
the
sick.
mucus was a good lube, which it is. So that's sort of. It's actually just the education.
Which it
Why
is.
do Jewish girls give the best head? Because we have mucus.
Mucus.
I thought it was just. Never mind.
Well, underbites and mucus, I guess, in my case. But
I also have an underbite. I don't want to show it.
mine's really bad. I've been on a journey. I had like 10 years of dental work to try to correct it non-surgically,
Is it
and then
underbite?
it's this.
Oh, okay.
And everyone's like, you're pushing your jaw. And I was like, no, I'm literally not.
These
Fuck
three,
you.
these three teeth are fake.
Lovely. I would
Oh.
never know.
Thank you so much.
Really good
My
work.
mom paid for it.
Really good work. Mexico?
Really good.
Mexico?
Mexico?
No,
Is it
actually
Mexico?
Portland and whatever. Her dad died and left her a little bit of money, so she was like, sorry, I didn't
You
take you to
gotta
the
get
dentist for 10
doing the
years.
teeth.
Too
Yeah.
bad your mom didn't give you dance lessons.
That's a call back to our first episode.
Oh my God. Well,
Yeah, there's a lot going on
if
here.
Dylan had tennis lessons, well, then I don't know about that.
Also, we should address the fact that like this is the third or fourth podcast, and we are in a different location every single time.
Yeah.
and that is because our podcast studio is being
Built.
Right now, this is the green room of the Creek in the
We're
Cave.
live from the Creek in the Cave, honey. Okay,
Live from Creek in the Cave.
Saturday night.
That was.
I'm sorry. I'm
Wednesday.
just like, please tell me about myself
Okay,
from
okay,
your
okay.
phone.
Hey, I'm
From your
So-
phone. Tell me about me from your phone.
Yes, indeed I
Also,
will.
I guess, can I just ask? Say there was a baby who was born right next to me. Are they gonna have the same phone thing?
Well, most Americans, and I guess you are German, I think the iPhone is standard these days, but I do not, Dylan had a Windows phone for many years. No, I know exactly. I'm just being an idiot. I'm just being an asshole.
Okay.
So that's a great question. So, like, that's why the time is meaningful, because, like, every minute that passes, the chart moves. Like this, like what we're looking at on the phone is a you know those like penny stations like in rest stops where it's like welcome to Delaware, and it's like you put the penny in and it smushes it down.
Yeah.
So this is like a smushed penny of the cosmos. So this is like the concentric, multi-dimensional circles that have all been pressed down into looking like this pizza pie of your chart. If somebody was born at the exact same time in the exact same place as you, sure, they would have a similar chart, if not the same chart. But, you know, aside from the chart, and you may have similar lives or similar personality, you know, but the chart is always moving. And also, like, of course, you know, like you could go home and with this same chart have a different expression. You would have, I mean, obviously, a different expression of like home energy, for example, or, you know, like whatever the thing happened, you know, that is your karmic secret that you're holding close to the chest or whatever. Like it's going to look different because of life being like, you know, the physical.
Yeah.
You know, what the chart is like sort of the moment of your like your entrance into the 3D realm, right? But you could look at charts, like we could look at the chart of like the moment you were conceived. We could look up the chart of dead people. We can look up, so like energy is energy. And then like the way that it, when you came into this 3D being, when you came into being as a 3D person, this is the chart that is basically the energy that you're carrying. So even if you have the same energy as the baby next to you or whatever, but like even twins technically have different charts. If twins are born at different times, Desi has 2 twin sisters who are born, you know, a chunk of minutes apart, and it actually changes the rising sign for one of them. So it's pretty interesting. Like the more closely exact you have the time of your birth, the more you can. And this is like super duper layered. So I'll give you like a general, like sort of a what I see from what I can see, like, you know, upon first glance. But like you can look into the degrees of like the meaning of each degree of planet on your chart has like, you know, ancient messages and you know, so this is a rich piece of information that you can basically use to self-stalk for the rest of your life. I mean, it's wonderful. When I got into astrology, it was one of the number one tools I used to stop stalking boys. I mean, first and foremost, why did I get into astrology? To stalk men, okay? And to manipulate and control men, and to get them to be with me again or whatever, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Now, you know, it's futile in the end to try to force or manipulate anyone to love you, which I had to learn the hard way. But what I did learn is to love myself through the practice of astrology, because instead of stalking their weak asses, I was going to say something, and you know, but I don't want to. Those faggy asses now because I'm just sitting with these 2 fags. But no, I'm just kidding. This might be bad.
Is crazy.
This might be bad.
Crazy.
This might be bad.
My ass is faggy. Yours is not at all.
I'm straight.
You're
he
straight.
actually has a hairy butthole. He won't wax it.
No, that was Trevor.
No, it's
Wait,
you.
I haven't-
two.
No, I don't have a hairy asshole.
I have a hairy asshole.
Okay.
So wait, actually, also, I've got my first finger in my ass this week by a guy who really wanted his son's hole.
Wait. Hold on. First of all, you never had a finger in your ass?
No.
Even I've had finger in my ass still.
I know, I'm very repressed.
Oh my! Welcome to the club.
Well, I feel like I look fat, so I don't like to get. I don't like to get penetrated.
Right,
but
I
you know,
understand.
which I make everything about weight. But you can, you know, let's talk about Colton.
We'll come back to you. You're having a nodal reversal. But Colton, so according to this,
Yep.
so let's make sure it's right. 30th of August, 1990.
Yep.
9:33 a.m. You can cut this. Don't let anyone stalk him unless there's his permission. In Ansbach, Germany.
Yeah.
Okay. So you are a Virgo sun.
Yep.
In the 11th house, which is the house that rules like groups and broadcast and being on stage and friends and the collective and the public. So for you, yeah, this podcast is only the beginning, Colt Dog, because you are made for broadcast. You are made to have a loud voice in a, you know, an audience. Like you are meant to broadcast. You're meant to have a group of people who sort of know you as the sort of performer among the group. So that's wonderful to see. Also, your Venus is in the 11th house as well. That's in Leo, so it's not.
It's on fire.
In fact, it is.
It's your Venus. It's your fire. Your desire.
Yeah.
So good.
Wow.
That's me.
Wow. But so for you, when you like are performative, like when you actually like show up as fire, even though you have that Virgo, you have a Virgo Mercury and a Virgo Sun. So like on some level, right, why do you look so cut? Because like you give a fuck about like looking like as good as you can. The zodiac is evolutionary, right? So starting with Aries, every sign sort of builds on the next sign. So it's like Aries is sort of like birth, and then Taurus is like, I'm learning to walk, and then Gemini's like, I'm learning to talk, and then, you know, Cancer is like, and this is my house and my mom, and I like bananas, right? And then Leo is like, and I'm performing, and I'm wearing a tutu and a football helmet because I can dress myself. And Virgo is the sign right before Libra where we partner up that's like, look, if you actually want a boyfriend, you're going to have to curb that outfit. That's the Virgo energy. So you kind of are coming, your ego and your voice and the way that you process is seeking, like, make it, like, cut it, like, make it better, cut it, cut the pot up so that it's just like punchline, cut the outfit up, cut my body up, make sure that I look as good as I can so that I just feel like I'm, that's like, you feel like it's your responsibility almost to like show up looking as good as you can and as put together as you can.
Yeah.
But,
Do you agree?
Oh.
I mean, look at him.
I was
I know,
actually
look
thinking
at-
that
I know, look
today.
at him.
I was just thinking, like, if I don't show up as my best, I apologize to everybody. Like,
Right.
like
Okay,
people
that's
are like,
exactly.
oh, nice
Literally-
eyes. And I'm like, ugh, they're tired today. You fucking, why are you bringing them up?
Oh, but see, okay, so you're rising. So everybody has a rising sign. So your sun is your ego. It's your I am presence. Your rising represents sort of like it's where the eastern horizon is when you're born. So it's sort of like the dawning of your personality. It's the dawning of your chart. And it's your first layer of how you know yourself and how people come to know you. So you're a Libra rising. So for you, it is a big deal to show up looking like you are here basically to, like, if the way you maneuver the world is through this like very pretty, like, here to partner, here to be whatever you need me to be, here to balance the space, here, it isn't in relationship what you're actually like. When it comes to in relations, it's not.
Honey, your intentions are good, but the execution's bad.
Well, the execution, it's almost like you, like, when
This is really real.
yeah, I mean, you guys need to know, like, I don't know these boys well enough yet to actually know what I'm saying. So this is really, I'm just reading the chart. But it's like your whole thing is like, you're basically like, it is like almost in the same vein as like being a performer. It's like, you know that it's your responsibility to show up and like schmooze and connect and like get everyone to love you. People just love you right away. People are spitting on your dick that are just walking down the street. Like, you're just getting that kind of attention. Now, when you actually are in relationship, you actually have a lot of like me needs that need to be met that people might be shocked to find out when they get you actually behind closed doors and they're like, wait, you want me to do what? Like,
Needy.
I thought you were really, you're like, I thought
I
you were
wouldn't
really
be
easygoing. I
shocked.
thought you
I
were
wouldn't
like
be shocked.
ready to help everyone, ready to like, do whatever it takes to like make the club beautiful or make this and that good. But it's like, that's your work. Like, you'll give that so that you can feel safe in the world and so you can know yourself through other. But when it comes to actual relationship, no, you want a lot of attention. And, and in fact, I could see you being not really even much of a relationship guy unless somebody really like makes you feel like passionately interested. You kind of would rather like nail and bail.
Yeah. That's kind of actually what I've actually been exploring with my husband is like, listen, the openness of my relationship isn't to explore any sort of love.
No.
It's literally to just like fuck and then leave.
Yeah.
And actually usually when I do that, it's just like,
Yeah, it actually brings you closer to him.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. I usually go, that
Wasn't worth it.
You don't even know how to fuck my butt.
Haven't we? If I had a nickel for every time I let someone know,
I'm
fuck
gonna
my
go back
butt.
to my husband who knows.
He knows this butthole.
Yeah.
Baby. But okay, now to the most important thing, because my favorite thing is lunar astrology. That's why we do the moonual every full moon and new moon. Now you can come to Zoom where we have a Zoom moon ritual. And the moon work, like, we all think about astrology as like sun sign, and I'm like, that doesn't seem like me at all. Well, because your sun sign is really only a tiny piece of the puzzle. It's just your ego, and it's sort of like a blanket, it's everybody born in that season. Give me a break, right? But your moon, the moon moves very fast. The moon changes signs every 2 days. And so the moon really is like your emotionality. It's your inner self. It's what's really going on underneath the surface. It's like who you really are. You have a 28 degree. That means, so every sign has 30 degrees. It goes from 0 to 29. So at 28 degree Sagittarius moon in the third house communication, Sagittarius, like the philosopher, the teacher, the comedian, so you really are here, like, emotionally, what makes you happy is to like stand on a pulpit and like speak truth to the people. You also, I would understand having sort of like an open relationship too, because what a Sagittarius at 28 degrees needs is like adventure, just like a lot of action. Like, you need to feel like you could get up and go somewhere. You need to feel like you could, like, you love to like go work the road and then come back, because to feel like you have like
This is
freedom.
so real.
It is.
I like don't even know you that well, and I'm like, this is literally Colton.
It's good though, right? I don't even know if what I'm saying makes sense.
You're like,
I don't know if this makes sense. It's like, honey, this is Colton.
Because I don't know him like that at all, you know?
No,
so
You're doing like hard truth and bomb. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
you are silencing my because I did come in here and be like, oh,
You know what I'm thinking the whole time he's doing this? I go, I can't wait for it to be my turn.
No, well, you guys also, I'm already seeing some really interesting.
Wait, let's keep going with Colton.
Okay, so more back to Colton, and then we will read you for filth, Dilly. But okay, so Colton, yeah, I mean it's interesting too. Like, so everybody in their chart has these things called nodes. So the North Node and the South Node representing sort of your karma, like where you're coming from, versus your dharma, like where you're meant to go, where the soul healing is. Now you have a South Node in Leo with your Jupiter and your Venus, which means that in a past life, you, like, how do I put it?
I wasn't Hitler, was I?
No, but actually, that's what I meant to come back to. I read a comics chart during COVID, and I actually said to her while I was reading it, I said, you know, the only way I can describe this is big Hitler energy. And I kind of was making a few connections, some jokes about, like, in this way you're like Hitler. And she's like, that's the most resonant thing anyone's ever said to me. And I'm like, well, let's look it up. So I did like a whole deep dive into it. I could send it to you. I took the IG live offline. She made me take it off immediately. But like, we basically confirmed that, like, using all my tools, that she was Hitler in a past life. And she's a comic.
That's so devastating.
And she's a blonde-haired, blue-eyed Jew.
Oh.
Oh wow! But I also say like that kind of like is what happens.
What, Hitler would come back as a blonde-haired, blue-eyed Jew?
Is what?
Well, it's like you got everything you wanted, Hitler, but guess what? You're still fucking Jewish.
Well, that's the whole thing.
Like, that's amazing.
That's what we were saying.
Yeah.
Not only you're still fucking Jewish, but now, okay, God, you're still Jewish. You're a blonde-haired, blue-eyed Jewish woman. And, like, right, well, it's funny because, like, the thing that she would always say to me before I looked at her chart was just, like, she has, like, all of this. First of all, she thinks she's always in a fight with people. Like, so she'll be like, they were, like coming at me in this way.
I don't think I'm in a fight.
No,
I'm
he
scared.
thinks he's like,
He
oh
was
my
a-
god. Well,
He was
I
Ava
think
Braun.
He was probably Mussolini.
Me? I'm
and then he was
scared that
probably
people are
the
mad at
Unabomber.
me.
Well, okay, we have to talk about your chart next because past life. Okay, so this is what I'm saying.
wait.
So the South Node. So
I'm leaving what?
So here's the thing: you're leaving, but you're not leaving in a bad way. You know how I think about it? The nodes are like when you go into a shower. The North Node is like the shower head with the water. So that's like the point of why you're there, right? But ultimately, that drain is an essential part of the shower. It's going to pick up earrings that you dropped. It's going to collect the hair before it goes into the whatever.
Yep.
It's going to make sure that the house, if you didn't have a drain, the house would flood. It would be an insane thing to do to fucking run water in the bathroom with no drain, right? So the drain is like this essential part. That's the South Node. So your drain is in Leo with your Jupiter expanding things and your Venus like attracting things. So for you, you have this tool of performance that you get to use, but it isn't the point. So what you're here to do is actually use your ability to either like act like the petulant child or act super dramatic or act really gorgeous and showy to be attractive and have that be what brings people to you. But that isn't the point. The point is actually to do your North Node in Aquarius, which is, and also that sun in the 11th house, that's the Aquarius house. There really is this emphasis on broadcast. So anything that you're doing that is just like immature or like silly or like leading with vanity or beauty, all of that, if you do it for the sake of performance to share with the collective, like if you do it, and the other thing about Virgos never get enough credit for actually being in many ways the healers of the zodiac. Like Virgo is here to serve. Virgo is service, not only for yourself but for others. It's like everything that you're doing.
I literally don't look like that. I literally was like, when you said service, I was like, you do give service. Like I barely know you, and you're like, well, I could just build this podcast studio.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's
right.
like, you are very much like that. I'm like, oh my God, Colton, you are a very generous person.
Yeah.
And kind.
It is interesting because I don't frame it that way. It's just like, oh, I want people to be able to like build shit, and it pisses me. It just like, I guess it is because I came from privilege, or maybe it's because of Virgo or something, but when somebody can't get tennis lessons or something, like it like really hurts me that they don't have the opportunity.
I know, but the way you said that story, that's the reason it was bad. and I also just want to.
But I didn't know I was the hero in it. That's what I just found out.
I will also say this: I was actually nervous when I met you because I was like, oh my God. Like, sometimes I have a little bit of trauma with other gay comics because they like get very jealous, especially when I found out that you owned the Creek, because it's like, oh, is this going to be a problem? You know, trying to work or whatever.
yeah.
And then, but Colton immediately like, do you want to do shows? I was like, oh, great.
That's how you know you're fuckable, Dylan.
You're fuckable.
Oh, thank you so
no,
much.
it's because it's really funny.
He is really
Okay.
funny. Oh, I thought he was the best on
Also-
that thing by
Oh my
far.
God, he's so good.
Also,
He's so
unfuckable.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I'm so sick of being funny. Just say I'm not.
Colton thinks you're beautiful.
You spend so much time trying to convince us that you're ugly.
I know.
You know what's sick about me is that like when people are like when other people are like, no, you're good looking. I'm like, stop. But it's like when I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh my god, I'm like you fucking have it.
Yeah.
I know you fucking have
I don't know what it is,
bitch.
but you have it.
I don't know what it is, but it's gorgeous.
I don't know what you. And then I see pictures of myself just like waddling by the pool, looking like Mrs. Potato Head, and I'm shocked.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
I'm like, who is this? And Dad's just like, what do you mean? You're beautiful. And it's like, fuck you.
I know, yeah.
Fuck
When
you.
really, like, when tens are like, you're gorgeous, it's like, get your eyes checked, honey. Okay?
Don't
Go to the
fucking say that
doctor.
to me.
Yeah.
It just seems like, say like you fine. You're fuckable also.
Yeah,
That,
okay.
I think as long as I'm fuckable, we're okay. But yeah, it's like you really are here to serve, but it's like anytime that you're being like extra or like dramatic or like I imagine back in your drinking days, like you might have had a few nights where you were just really like seeking attention, like people needed to come to your rescue in whatever way or manage you or whatever. That's a very familiar place for you. I mean, I almost feel like you have sort of the energy like past life, we're going past lifeies. Like it's almost like the energy of like a child king that like, you know,
I've always felt like
there's
the
King.
The King and I resonated me. That little boy.
His little boy. Okay,
The
that's
little
like
boy.
what so it's like a young prince in a palace that maybe like didn't get to like the empire crumbled before you made it to the throne or something. Like there's sort of an energy of like you're the parent now and you're here to like rebuild Camelot in Austin at the Creek in the Cave in the green room with us. But it's like really your North Node. Yeah, like you're here to basically build a home for yourself, like on Earth through the airwaves. And as a broadcaster, like I do think celebrity is imminent.
Hey, I love to hear that.
I love to hear that.
And if you guys think that too, subscribe
To our
because I
podcast.
will blow a dude if we reach 10,000 followers.
Okay, but for 20,000 followers,
And
will you
look
eat
at
a
this
pussy?
competition.
We're blowing dudes.
That's a great idea,
We're blowing
by
the
the
same
way.
dude. What?
For 20,000, you both
You
eat a
don't
pussy
even
on
listen to your
camera.
own-
Oh my god. We don't listen to our what?
You don't listen to your own guests. She just had a great.
Yeah, I'm
bit.
fucking throwing you
I
layups.
did hear it, but
He was
I
ignoring
was
it.
a lot. Because I will suck a ugly dick, but an ugly pussy's a lot.
But you could just pretend that you were like pretending to be straight again.
Okay, I'll pretend for 20,000 followers.
20,000 followers, and he's gonna
I'll
eat
try
a
it.
puss.
I'll try it.
It's you know what? It seems neat.
I fingered a girl once.
I did finger a girl once.
Okay, so we're
Yeah.
halfway there,
Thank
guys.
you. It was a
Beautiful.
threesome with my best friend. Keep going.
This is gonna be great. Yes, I will stand in. They can eat my pussy. So, other important things. I mean, there's lots. I mean, I could go on and on.
I'd actually prefer if I didn't know her.
Yeah, I
If
would
there was
too.
a curtain up. Or maybe
Okay.
a blanket over
Oh
half
wait,
her
that's
body.
actually a funny idea. Like in those like almost like a glory hole but reversed.
Yes,
like
yeah.
it's just like a pussy
Yeah,
hole.
maybe like
Yeah.
a towel over
Yeah.
her
Well,
tits
I mean,
and
okay.
face.
If it's me, I won't say. But I got a lot of towels.
You're just, welcome back.
Hi, I feel surprised.
That's crazy.
Okay, but anyway.
If I hear,
yeah, you'll know it's me.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, I'm intense. What can I tell you? But anyway, okay. Blah, 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 chart. So, I mean,
Child King, boy.
Child King here to basically rebuild your empire through the airwaves. I mean, there's definitely. I mean, I go again on and on and on and on. It's like this is definitely like there's the energy almost of. Do you know about the Demeter Persephone myth?
No.
Well, there was a little goddess called Demeter, and she had a daughter named Persephone who was hot as shit, dadzy hot, and you were talking about kidnapping earlier, etc., etc. Persephone was kidnapped by Hades, the god of the underworld, and for months, Demeter, the mother, was grieving, looking for her daughter, went to great lengths to find her daughter, enrolled the help of Hecate, the maiden mother crone goddess, and the three moon goddess, whatever, to find her. And eventually they find her, and she and the devil work out some deal where half the year Persephone would spend it in the underworld with Hades, and half the year she would spend it with her mother above ground. And this is the cause of the seasons. So basically, she made the land. She was so powerful, the harvest goddess. She made the land barren when her daughter was missing, and then when her daughter reemerged, it was spring again. So every winter, the daughter is missing. Blah 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 blah. You have the asteroid Ceres, who's also sort of a Demeter character. right on your sun. So your chart does have a signature sort of this, how do I put it? Like almost you're learning the process of letting go and grieving, but not because it's over, but because it's like basically you're here learning how to go through the changing of the seasons without being like super attached to like your version of how things should have gone, or like keeping things as yours. Like you're really here sort of on a journey of like learning to let go and learning to let flow and learning, because like especially as a Virgo sun, and you have a Virgo Mercury, but your Mercury's in the 12th house, so it's a little bit unconscious. Like I bet you that when you might have the deep desire to like write jokes beforehand and perfect them and whatever because you're such a Virgo, but you might find, and it might be like where drinking, again, you might have used drinking now and now you're learning how to do it without drinking, but you might find that like when you're actually just channeling, or when you actually just write on stage, or you just let it flow through you, sometimes you might listen back and be like, who was that even?
Yeah, that's exactly, that happens all the time.
Yeah. Because your voice
record.
is sort of in your like you have your processor is in an unconscious part of your mind. So sometimes until you actually, it's like you really are like channeling sometimes.
Mm-hmm. And it's interestingly the let go part. I was literally telling somebody about my fear of death isn't the future death of me, because I don't think that I'll experience anything, but it's actually me thinking about a younger version of myself who has to have died so that I could become me.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
You know, and it's like, oh, that little kid's dead.
Well,
like that's death to me, because that can't happen anymore, because I could never be that person. So
well, right, but that's exactly right. Your awareness of even the turning of the time being a death in and of itself, but then it also is a rebirth, is sort of like the point of, that's like if there was going to be like a message of, like when we look at the life work of Colton, you're on your deathbed, not the rebirth bed, the fucking deathbed. But we could look back, and I would imagine that there would be this body of work that you've left that actually does thematically touch on exactly that. Like really, like there might be a theme in the overall grand scheme of your work where you really are kind of reminding people of the death and rebirth process, and sort of reminding people like. And the importance of grieving. Like, so you can never be that little boy again. You can watch all the twink videos you want, but ultimately you're a man now. You're a man now. And you're the daddy now. But it's like really working with yourself and working with people, like the message really being like, hey, let it go, because it will return. Like, and you are still that little boy anyway, but it's a different iteration of, and that's so like really working through like non-attachment to anything, and really only like the thing that for you to perfect really is the sort of letting go process, and otherwise everything is going to flow through you perfectly the less you try to manage or work on it.
Yes, that last year it was me working on like the fact that my parents were never a mentor. Like I wanted a mentorship, and I was so pissed at them that they weren't a mentor. And like this year it was like, oh, if you're not pissed off about that thing that's happened in the past, maybe something could come in the future. Like a mentor could come
1000%.
if you weren't
right. If you're not
backwards.
in the energy. Oh yeah, it's Dylan. Actually, Dylan came to mentor you. Dylan's here to be your mentor.
I'm the mentor.
Oh yeah, is there a, because you know Trevor keeps on talking about this man that coming into his life.
Oh, we already answered. That's me.
Oh, wait, Dad's calling.
Do I have somebody coming in here soon?
A man?
Or maybe a woman.
Well, I mean, I'm here, so Dylan and I are here. I don't know what you're asking. We're here. But, I mean, what?
Literally right here.
We're here.
bad.
I don't know why you guys, it's a trick question. What the fuck? We're here, Daddy. No, but, well, what I do think is you have an interesting, so your Mars, which is the penis energy, is in the 8th house, which is the behind closed doors Scorpio energy, in Taurus, which is a very sensual, and you're also a Taurus. There's an interesting connection. We're going to talk about it. But I do feel like...
we have a penis connection?
I think we both knew that.
I don't want to put any pressure on things. I don't want to put any, desires of my own in the space. But but I do think you make a hot little... No, but I do think...
But I will fuck you and leave you.
Yeah, he's good for that.
That's
He's good for that. He will do that for you. for you. He will fucking leave you.
So if we reach 100,000 followers.
We're canceling.
Oh fuck.
Yeah,
Also-
on camera.
Also, I just want to quickly say I want nothing emotionally from you except this podcast to work.
Okay.
It's just for the
Yeah.
followers.
It's just for the
we're
followers.
building business
It
here,
is
guys.
building.
So we're building businesses. So, but I do think that like if there were going to be someone that we're going to come into your life who you were going to have extramarital relations with, what I think is it would be someone who there could be like similar, like, you know, go Dylan, got a little fingy in the butt. There could be something that you either have never really shared with anyone that you have a desire for or fantasy about, or something that you like, something kind of kinky that like you're like down to try but like never have. Like I think the next person that you bring into the mix will be someone who does sort of excite that, sort of keep it like you might not talk about it, but it could be some real kinky shit. Like
Honestly, the kinkiest shit is I have considered like maybe I'll fuck a woman again.
that would be insane.
I'm literally kind of there with you. Like I said,
Desi's
I don't want to hear her
here.
voice.
Right.
And I don't want to lick
but
her pussy.
I actually do want to eat a girl out.
I ate a girl up, but I was
20,000 followers.
Or,
lots of
or a
ecstasy.
trans man.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that'd be more on brand.
Actually, honestly, to be honest, that seems like the best situation
Yeah.
ever, because then it's like there's no cleanup, there's no like shit anywhere.
Yeah.
It's like let's just do this.
And they look like a boy.
Well, they are a boy.
Well, they are a boy, but I'm saying they with a pussy. Wait, sorry, you're a boy, but you have a pussy that he can eat. So I'm just saying.
You know what's funny? It's like
Eat his pussy.
at this point now, I'm like so scared of the internet that like
I know.
that like even when people are like, well, they look like a boy, you have to be like, they are a boy.
I know.
Like he is a boy, and you're like, okay,
Context.
we're very trans.
We're so
proud.
friendly. We're
Yeah,
we're
we're
talking
so-
about eating him out. We're not
Yeah.
meaning to misgender.
Yeah.
We love whatever
And
you are.
that came out of fear. That came out of fear for
That's
me.
beautiful. That's okay. We're here to love. We're here to love.
Yeah, I threw you under the bus. to
No,
save
that's okay.
myself.
I also said something racist when I was judging the. No, but it was a better joke actually. But remember, when I had to
Yeah.
scream like I'm racist as a judge. I'm racist. I'm racist. I said, relax, everybody. I'm racist.
Yeah.
But anyhow, everyone knows where I love. But I'm happy to be the. You know, the scapegoat for the cancellation. You know, cancel me,
Yeah.
not these nice fellas. Now, Colton, back to your chart.
If
so,
Hitler was still alive, I'd have
Do we have
him
another
on
like
the
5
podcast.
minutes? Then Colton, I have to pee.
Yeah, I have to
sure,
pee too.
certainly.
Okay.
Want to take a pee-pee break? Why don't you guys go both pee? Want to take a little break?
We actually are both
Actually-
pee shy. We can't be in the same
We
bathroom.
can't be in the same bathroom, but that's actually really good timing for our sponsor. Check this out.
Okay.
Tingle.
Okay. Let's
Go
to the
pee.
bathroom.
Go pee. You guys go pee. Are you? Thanks
Okay.
for all your hard work, Colton.
Okay.
It's not you yet, I don't think.
I know.
Well, do you have any other questions? Do you have any questions for the
Like-
witch?
Definitely, like, do you see bipolar in there?
I
Is
think we
it-
see it right now.
No, which am I?
Chill.
Depressed? Oh.
Are you bipolar 1 or bipolar 2?
It's definitely 2, maybe a little, like, less.
yeah.
Well, so interesting. I wouldn't like look at the chart and go like bipolar as fuck. But what I will say is that first of all, you have your moon. It's not in the same sign, but it is conjunct, meaning it is in the same place in the sky as the planet Uranus. Ayo. And so what that means is like on some level, emotionally, you enjoy a little bit of chaos. Like on some level, like to me, I see this as like less bipolar, more like bored,
Really
ancient
fun.
on Earth, like just shaking things up.
Shaking
and
things
like
up.
because you're a Sagittarius moon, you know, Sagittarius is the biggest fire sign. It is the most intense passion in the zodiac. And so
what does that mean? Which one of that
well,
is me?
so that's your moon. So like you're in the real true you inside is just like this the forest fire of humans. Like you just have a lot to say and a lot to share, and when you feel something, you feel it strongly, and when you feel something is right, you want to say it. I have Sagittarius moon friends that will ruin a party fighting about how the party should be more fun. Do you know what I mean?
Literally, I have ruined so many parties because my knowledge of history.
That's exactly it though. That's exactly it. Like
I
right.
will be like, oh, okay, we're just gonna pretend that Cleopatra wasn't Egyptian.
But that's the whole thing. It's like you
We're just gonna
literally
pretend that way, huh?
No, but you literally like care about. That's what you care about. Like Sagittarius moon, like you want like you want what's right to be what leads the way, and like when things aren't right.
Cleopatra wasn't Egyptian?
She was actually a Ptolemaic, which is one of the generals from Alexander the Great.
She was gorgeous, though.
Could get it.
Actually, she probably wasn't because
my God, she was
she
ugly?
was family. Like she was
Inbred.
Like I think she was the 16th inbred Macedonian ruling
Right.
the Egyptian Empire. So she was Macedonian primarily.
I'm gonna start calling people inbreds.
Well, I mean, honestly,
That's such
like,
a good insult. You fucking inbred.
Fucking inbred.
no, I mean that's why the monarchy has no lips anymore.
Yeah, and a chin.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let's keep the reading going.
Okay.
Anyhow,
I'm sorry, and I brought it up.
all this to say
Brought it up.
that the combination of that Sag moon with Uranus and then that Mercury in the 12th house, which is unconscious to you, sometimes you might end up similar to channeling, like just saying shit out of passion that you might not even know where it comes from, or that you might not mean, or that you're just trying to sometimes like express yourself.
Yeah.
And
I'm
so you're
known
gonna
to
say
scoff.
shit,
I'm known to scoff.
not surprised. Like you really like, you have a righteous attitude. Like you care about being right and saying the things right, and not that you need to be right, but that if something is wrong, it is a bother to you. It is a problem.
It's a big problem. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I could see you being overcome with emotion in ways that then feel like disordered. But I don't know if it's disordered as much if it's just Sagittarius moon.
That's fair. Although my husband was like, somebody has to be right. I was like, there's not wrong and right, but you are doing a really weird thing.
Sure, but I agree with that though, where it's like, even for a Sagittarius moon, like Sagittarius moon wants there to be right and wrong, but in fact, and it's funny, Virgo and Sagittarius want things to be right or wrong, but actually with all the Leo in your chart, like again, not bipolar, but certainly like expressive. And I think that combination of like Virgo, Mercury, Virgo, Sun in combination with all of that fire, that's earth and fire. I mean, what happens when earth and fire come into contact? Unless it's really contained, there's a fucking forest fire. So for you, there's this like constant battle between like looking really put together and being really like almost like understated and sort of like humble and sort of service oriented and like giving versus this part of you that then can erupt out of the sort of depths and be like, wait a second here, and then you're like, I don't give a fuck if I ruin this party. I will tear the wallpaper off that new studio if I have to make a point.
Yeah.
So like you, on the one hand, you want
volcanoes are a part of Earth.
indeed they are,
Okay, honey.
Admit it.
Okay.
and sometimes
Say
a Colton
honey.
erupts. Sometimes a Colton erupts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I've
it.
definitely been known to blow a load.
Ooh,
I love that.
Indeed, he does. Now onto Dylan's chart, shall
Oh
we?
my God, hi.
Yes.
Unless, I mean, we could stay. We'll go back and forth. You know, we have a pool day after this. We can just talk. We can talk astro all day. Okay, but
Should we contextualize Dylan for a second?
sure,
Yes.
certainly.
So, like, you think you're a witch, right?
No. I actually I can feel it within me that I have manifestation powers and things come to me because I believe in them and I send them for them.
I mean, we're
Okay.
here, Colton.
Right, for sure. I'm just bringing it out to the forefront.
I am a witch. I do believe in witchcraft.
What's the last spell you cast?
I really do think manifestation, and like really thinking and saying, like,
It is.
You know, I literally will have conversations with myself about like 20 years in the future of like, oh, when this happened, like I used to say before I got here. I'd be like, oh, you know, when I started working at the Creek, I started doing shows at the Creek, blah, 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 this started happening. But
You knew about the Creek before you moved here?
I've known about the Creek since before I started comedy, because I knew about it from New York City.
Oh, yeah,
Because I
yeah.
was a huge into the New York City comedy podcasts, and so I knew the Creek was down here, and I was like, oh, you know, this is like I've never even been to Austin. Like when I started working at the Creek, that's something I'd say, and then literally the first person I met was you, and you were like, do you want to come do a show at the Creek?
Cool.
You know, things like that, or a lot of things in Portland. I maybe even manifested a straight man into falling in love with me once, which ultimately which ultimately did almost destroy my life.
Well, that's when we use our powers from manipulation versus manifestation. Sometimes it comes back
Well,
to bite
actually,
us.
we were definitely connected in a past life, and that is, you know, energy that we had to kind of let go of.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, sorry, not sorry. And then, yeah, I'm also incredible.
But I am really curious, like, what you did. Like, what was the bad thing that you... Have you looked, like,
I'm
right
not
before...
joking. I can probably tell you what it is. I have a feeling of what it
9/11.
is.
Oh,
No, I would
no.
not be surprised if, like, in my last couple lives, I, like, severely cursed someone who broke my heart. I'm not even joking. I would not be surprised if I was a witch. I'm picturing myself like almost looking like Teal Swan.
Can I just say that I'm just trying to think about things that were happening in 1994.
1994. I'm from 1994.
Right. So 1993.
But it could have been in the 80s. People need resting time up there, honey.
Yeah, you don't come right back.
You don't come
right back.
No. So I could have been in the 40s and like taken 60 years off. Okay.
Maybe you were like JFK.
No, I definitely was not.
Okay.
I actually feel like I was female in most
Maybe
of
Marilyn.
I feel like I don't
Maybe
know.
you
I'm
were
not
Marilyn.
huge into. I almost hate when people are like, "You were Cleopatra." It's like
I only actually say this. Now I'm just trying to appease these difficult men, but I actually only like in readings if I have like a sensibility
Wait, are we
about
the
someone.
difficult men?
No, I'm just joking. But
Okay.
but it like when I said that she was Hitler, it was only because that was like the vibe I was getting, and it's happened more than once where like I've just had this like moment where I've been like, I feel like you were like this person, and then we'll look at like that person's chart
Yeah.
and like the chart of when they died and the progress chart of where they are now, and it always matches. So I do think I have like a sort of a knack for past life. Like
Yeah.
if it comes to me, I'll say it, but otherwise I won't. But I do sort of have a. Yeah, it's one of my gifts. It's one of my gifts.
Okay, so that's
It's one of
kinda
my
who I am.
gifts. I don't really know. Okay, so now
I was a small Asian boy who was king of all of China.
Honey, you're still.
Yeah, you were the king. Yes, I am.
You're still a small Asian boy.
Yes,
in
I
some
am.
circles.
Yes,
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Is that merch? Yes, I am. Okay.
Yes.
Love. That's right. Okay, now
Siam is what they used to call Burma.
Okay, I don't know what that means.
thank you, Sag Moon.
Okay, what can I tell you about the fucking turmoil they're experiencing right now?
No, I don't
They
want to
are
hear about. I can't
murdering
hear.
Muslim people.
Is this turmoil over there?
We gotta stop that.
Anyway, back to astrology. So, a few things. I can't wait to. There's like so much juicy stuff here in terms of like your relationship together, but I will try not to get ahead of myself.
Yeah, let's kind of focus on me because we did focus on Colton for
we gave
over an
Colton
hour.
so much. We gave Colton- okay. So now, it's interesting what you're saying though about in a past life I did something bad. I don't know if that's. Well, here's what I'll say. What you have is the
She
first
said
thing.
the woman who read my chart. She said that not that I did something bad, but that I didn't use I used my powers in the wrong way.
Okay. So the way that I actually. Let me make sure this is right. 9:15 a.m.
Yeah.
12th, 94, Pittsfield.
May.
Okay, because I was going to say, this one said before, sometimes I'll do like relationship readings for people and I'll realize like I accidentally left my info and like where the wife's thing is. I'll be like,
Hilarious.
you're made for each other, like meant to be, like, oh my God, this is true soulmate stuff. And then I'll be like,
No, Dylan was definitely born in the pits.
Pittsfield, yeah.
indeed he was.
I love that you were born in Germany and I was born in Massachusetts, and that's who we are.
That's who we are.
Indeed, I was born in New York City.
I love that.
That's who I am.
We can tell
a
by your-
Manhattan witch. Anyhow. Now, okay, so what you have is interesting.
I'm wearing IDF.
I know. I noticed. I was like, "Oh wow, he's in the army, fabulous, brother." Although
No,
I'm
I
not
went
in
on
the army.
birthright.
You did? How did
Yeah.
you on birthright?
Asking me if I'm Jewish.
Are you Jewish?
Yeah.
Did you really go on birthright?
Yeah.
Wait, are you
I
Jewish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
like that.
Sure.
I went on the gay one, and I traded this shirt with a lesbian.
What a wonderful offering.
Yeah,
Service.
I gave her a Vanderbilt hat.
Okay.
I love that.
Hell yeah. No, I think
She
you look
wanted
badass.
the sports. I wanted the tight crop shirt.
I think it looks very, very chic.
love it.
Very militant chic.
I have a lot of people be like, they are. I'm like, yeah, but the U.S. cages children still.
Right. I mean, everything.
You're bringing up so much negative.
All power
It's
is
all
corrupt.
negative today with you.
Well, I guess that's.
They're killing Muslims. There's kids in
He's
cages.
just a
things are
worldly
true.
guy.
No, but we're in a different space
He's
right
a man
now.
of the world. He's a sad moon.
We're trying to do my chart and bringing up children and cages.
Like, can we just do my astrology without the murder of people, please?
Well, but here's a good astrology lesson for you.
Okay.
Because he has his moon in Sagittarius. You have your moon exactly opposite in Gemini. So the Sagittarius is the one that would try to make, because it's all the same axis, right? Opposites in astrology are same sides of the different ends of the same spectrum, right? So you guys are on the same spectrum in terms of your moon signs, in terms of like communication. Like you care about communication, you care about learning, you care about being sort of like educated and getting into the storylines, right? But you care about like higher level, serious, big stories. You really care about shooting the shit and just like gossiping and like small. Like Gemini is like the lower sort of. It's a younger sign. So Gemini is like duality. Like I want to know, and it's air. So it's like I want to know about everything. I want to know your side of the story. I want to know my side of the story. I'm gonna know what it's like to be fat. I'm gonna know what it's like to be thin. I'm gonna know what it's like to finger a pussy. I'm gonna know what it's like to take in the ass. Like I'm just gonna
Yeah.
get a little bit of everything in my journey. Whereas you're kind of more like all or nothing. Like you're more like this is the serious thing, or I know about Cleopatra. He's like, oh my god, Cleopatra. Like, did she have a hairy butthole? And you're like, actually, I know for a fact that she did not because blah blah blah. And it's like, you know, she bred herself out of any body hair, and it's like, okay, interesting. I might do that. So you know, that's like, but that's like the difference between a Gemini. So for you actually are constantly trying to keep things mellow. Like so, Colton kind of gets off on like staying like prim and proper until he has like a bone to pick or something to fucking share about, whereas you're more interested in
Colton in this reading.
Well, he's you know, still present, never not present.
What's a little bit crazy is you've had your chart read and you go, yep. Anytime.
Well, I haven't had it done in years, honey. Okay.
Yep, she's right.
And it's different from everybody.
No, I'm about to read you for filth. I'm gonna nail you like a fucking nail. LOL. Okay, so. I don't know if you can cut that. Nail you like a nail is a little bit redundant. But anyway.
We'll keep the snorting, honey.
Yeah, we'll keep it snort. Use it as a sound effect. Put it on TikTok. Everyone be snorting. Use my snort.
That.
Use my snort. No, but so.
Use my snort.
Use it. Use that fucking snort.
Literally, I'm going to say that in bed. Use my snort.
Oh my god, use my
Did
snort.
you audio record it? You can use it. Put it on the TikTok.
Yeah,
Make it
love
original
it.
audio. But so similar to. Okay, we won't say his name, but you also have your son in the 11th house. So you have same thing. Like your ego is born for broadcast, for groups. Like you are here to be a public entity in whatever way. You are here to speak publicly. You're here to reach the masses, reach more people. What's interesting though is your South Node. So your like past life karma, like ancient remembering, is exactly conjunct, meaning in the same place as your son. So for this to be a second time around in this iteration would make sense. Like you are a Taurus sun, but because your South Node is there, part of what you're actually learning to do is become more of a Scorpio. So I think part of what, like if you use it incorrectly, part of what I think could have happened past life wise is you could have actually just been trying to, like I actually think it's less about money and like I think it's about intimacy. Like I think in this life, like even like why would you choose to be born into like a fat body? Because actually
by the way, I was very thin until I was like 10.
Okay, so even better. Then why did you choose to eat yourself into a place where you wouldn't? Because
Why would you choose to eat yourself into that?
No, he chose to eat himself into an unfuckable place.
Don't turn away from me like that. Don't like.
No, embrace him.
I'm giving you the stage.
I hate when you do that.
I'm giving you the stage.
I don't like that. Keep going.
Why did you choose it?
No, you're a team. You're lovers now. On the mic. And if we get 11,000 followers, okay. So yeah, you would have an inclination to keep things a little bit more like less intimate. Like you actually are comfortable kind of being like you were actually comfortable being that guy on the stage away from people, but like saying stuff that kind of made you feel like safe or like comfortable or whatever. When you actually are doing your life's work, which is a little bit challenging for you, it's when you're like actually going deeper. It's when you're actually like masks off, like being really like gel with someone else. And so like for you, like there's almost this life's work there. You have like a life mission to like not play it so safe, to not like you might have the instinct even when it comes to like money or like to stack your cash or like to just always have like things hidden away. But I think your life's work is to actually learn to feel safe in that like deep unknown and safe in the transformation process that happens when you like bond with other intimately or like get the juices mixing up, you know, like there's like a real creativity that becomes available to you when you do partner. Like this is a good practice for you in partnership because you're kind of comfortable being sort of like you know, on your own or like like you could be like sensual and into like so when you were heavy there's like a sense of like comfort in like yummy food and like Taurus, like savory things. You know what
it actually is? Just not to get too deep or whatever.
Please do.
But like I even think about this today. I think what you're saying is like intimacy and stuff like that. I think a lot of my life has been putting things in me and on me to keep people away from me.
Yes.
So it's like I really do believe the reason I got so big was to keep people away.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I think the reason I smoke cigarettes so much is to keep people away. It's
That's
like
exactly
everything's
right.
in a way to like get a guard to like stay away from me.
Yep.
And then also when you were like, you know, you can be on the sideline doing whatever. I literally thought about, do you remember when we were outside and I like grabbed a light from someone and then Colton like walked over, he's like, you're literally sitting by yourself in the dark. I was like, I don't need those people. I I go, I don't need them to like me.
But Dylan, you're welcome. We do like you. We do like you.
I was like, I have friends.
I don't need anybody. I hate.
That is my whole thing. Is I don't need anybody.
I don't need.
My whole life has been I don't need anybody.
Well, that's like such a protective measure.
What's your first partnership?
What do you mean?
Like, what was your like? Is this your first podcast?
No, the other one was different.
Podcast.
Yeah, it was. I actually got kicked off of a podcast once. I started a podcast with. Actually, the podcast is pretty. It's kind of big now.
No, I'll kill myself. Mine did.
It was a bachelorette podcast.
Oh shit!
And I didn't care about it.
Right.
And I just wanted to talk about myself. And after like 10 episodes, she was like, "You're great." She was like, you don't like the show or like talking about it. You want to talk about like you." And I go, "Yeah." She goes, "So I think I'm going to do the next season by myself." I go, great. And then it kind of blew up. And then another podcast I did during the pandemic was more of a cry for help between me and a friend and kind of working out our codependent friendship. It was called Let's Get Some Girls, which makes no sense because I'm gay. But yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what's the Bachelorette podcast?
I don't want to talk about it.
We're not giving it any more follows.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
At 30,000 followers, we will reveal the name. Okay.
Yeah.
But like, okay, so yeah, like, it's funny that you're saying like I am a witch. At like Scorpio represents, among other things, witchcraft and the occult. And so you actually like playing with witchcraft, doing witchcraft, and like doing it in a way that includes like other people, like even if you like were giving readings to people or receiving readings or just during sex, if you're like, hey, pull a card. I mean, you could have a lot of fun or whatever. Just like bringing the spiritual into your bringing the spiritual into your creativity and your creative play, and actually like letting yourself be a witch without any sort of like.
Well, you know, and not to interrupt.
No.
But you know how like they say there's like a bunch of different types of psychics, and there are people who like actually see. There are people who dreams hear, but then there's one that's like a knowing inside of you. That's the one I think I am, because there are moments where I like look at people and I know exactly what you're about to say, and then it just happens. Or like I know when things are going to work out and when things aren't. So yeah, I have that knowing.
Claire knowingness. I don't know which one it is, but it's like, then it's interesting too. I mean, talking about the 12th house. So Colton's Mercury is in the 12th house. You have your moon and your Venus in the 12th house. So what that means is like in terms of like how you attract people and how you attract money and things, and what you need to feel like emotionally safe and comfortable, is almost like with all this Taurus too. It's like it's in dreams. Like it's actually in the unconscious that you like reconnect to your sense of like higher self, and your sense of like there's a part of you that might never really feel that like emotionally comfortable on Earth, or that like technically 3D like attractive to people, or like there's a part of you that can't quite access your like inner sense of like security and peace and safety. And so the way that you would do that as a Gemini moon without it being the 12th house is like you would just connect to others and talk to people. But I almost think that because it's in the subconscious place, like you walking around talking to yourself and talking to your future self, like that actually is where you find safety, because you don't have to participate in this like 3-dimensional, like in real life this is happening now, even though you are a Taurus and your South Node is in Taurus. Like past life, back in like you are an Earth witch. Like past life, you have a very comfortable relationship with money. You have a comfortable relationship with food. You have or over the top. But like past life, like South Node and Sun in Taurus means you know how to stack cash. You know how to stack bread. Literally, you know how to like actually take in all of these like sensual pleasures. But what you're really here to learn how to do is like give those pleasures and like engage with others in those pleasures, and actually sensually like give to other in a way that then you can receive back to you in ways that you really can't like manage or control.
Yeah.
And it is
For
witchcraft.
some reason when she was talking, I was like, is Deli gonna feed me a strawberry?
Is that a premonition or what? Oh my god, you're a witch too.
There's like
There's a lot of will they, won't they tension.
Now that you said that, let me bring out
I was like,
Rebecca, come out with the strawberries.
yeah,
Very good.
By the way, kind of say that's a really odd thing to think.
Right,
But
because-
but you can't judge your thoughts.
No, there's no judgment
Hey,
here.
there's no judgment.
Do you want him to feed you a
No,
strawberry?
I was just thinking of something that
does.
I don't really like. I hate it when somebody would feed somebody else.
I
but
actually
like,
hate
you
that too.
love eating.
Well-
so when she said,
But actually-
you should give some of that sensuality. I was
You know
like,
what's funny?
oh,
It's
he's
like
gonna try to.
I do love eating, but I only like actually. I it's all pain. It's not good. It's the only when I'm thinking about when I like love. It's like you like love it in like a binge way when you're alone. You know, that's the only thing I love. I don't like to eat in front of other people.
No. Well, and it's interesting. I mean, you're a Cancer rising.
Yeah.
So what that means is like your kind of like first layer of personality is a self-protection. So like whether it's like a protective cloud of weight or a protective cloud of smoke or just
the character that I play every single day.
or just your entire bullshit personality. Whatever the case may be, in whatever way. But like you are kind of like there's a part of you that like operates in the world from a place of like self-protection and like kind of, you know, there might have been a sense even like as a kid that you were like big, like not even physically, but like you just have this like big energy to you that like it might have actually made you feel really anxious to be so visible or to be so like this chart. You have a very popular chart. Like even when heavy, like people must have just really liked you and like
He said no.
No, they did.
They loved him.
I'll
He's
be honest.
popular.
You
He's
said-
Last
popular.
podcast, you said you were a loser.
So here's
Yeah.
the thing.
He feels like a loser, but
here's
he's
the thing.
technically
Here's the thing.
popular.
I had an issue with the popular kids in my class who were like the golden kids.
Right.
But I'm very much like friends with everybody. In high school, I had friends at like other schools,
You
and
told me the story.
no, that was like the golden people. Okay, and guess what? Guess who's always hitting me up after high school? But I love your stand up. All them.
Okay.
Honey.
Yeah, now you're the cool guy.
Why don't you tell Sarah the story?
Do you want to hear the story?
More than anything.
Okay, so this is bad. So, and I will say that I've had a huge. My life changed in 8th grade when the Bad Girls Club kind of picked me up. Hi, and yeah,
I like
keep
the-
Pulling a strawberry
I
out
know
behind
it's
your
okay.
back.
It's okay. And so in 6th grade, I was really obsessed with being popular. Like I had a lot of friends, but I wanted to be in the popular kids group. Now they didn't like me, and actually I think found me quite annoying. And my brother was popular a year older than me. My sister was popular 2 years younger than me, and I was like, I know that the inside of me is like, I'm really cool. I should be popular. And they were like, no. And they actually did a couple of things that was like, oh, you can try, and then they would make me like run from tree to tree to see how fast I would go,
Right.
and then they'd be like, you didn't make it. You know,
Little
like,
sibling sabotage.
no, this wasn't siblings. This was the popular
The
kids.
popular kids ran you?
Yeah.
Like hazing.
Well, they were like, he really wants to see like if you can run this far to this place, like maybe we'll let you hang out with us. And
Were they running?
so this is also why I don't
Was this a
try.
pack
You
of
know,
wolves?
Of course.
They were, yeah. You know,
No,
but they
were
were
they running too?
No, they were watching.
No, they wanted
me
to know
run.
that he could like steal and get away with it or something.
I don't even know. I think they were really just being
They were
like
just bullying you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And so
Absolutely.
this is so bad. And this was like, by the way, with the popular girls, this is bad. But so they
sorry.
basically were like,
You
no.
are rushing past this.
From tree to
From tree to tree. He's just bouncing from tree to tree. Fast as lightning. So good. So good, Dylan. Very
I was
fast.
like, hey, you want to hang out with her? You better run over there. You went, okay.
I was
Whatever it
very
takes,
desperate.
Colton.
I was very desperate.
Also, imagine him running.
I was thin.
Did you have your backpack on, or did you drop it?
No. This is actually at the athletic fields during summer. So there was kind of that going on. It was like a day camp. We were poor, and so I'll tell you this. And so then basically they were like, "No, it's not going to happen." And when I was like,
they learned it from the
Too
coach.
slow.
Hey, listen, you
know,
did not
listen,
make the varsity team.
Here's what I realized. Here's what I realized as an adult. It doesn't matter how fast I ran. They were never going to let me go.
That's right. No, that is right.
Of course.
But I was just like, I just
You
didn't
couldn't
understand. I
have
was like-
run any
I was
faster,
like, you know what sucks?
Dylan.
I'm like, they just didn't like me. It doesn't matter. So listen to this. So
No. You went. They probably all had to run at some point.
No.
This is just my time.
oh my god, whatever. So okay, so this is kind of what I started. So this is kind of what I started doing. This is so embarrassing, and this is why I'm the person I am today. I then in like 7th grade would like get out of class and run to the lunchroom before anybody else, so
Running.
that I could sit at the popular kids' table before they got there and go, "It's just a table."
It's just a table.
And they'd be like,
It's really
Dylan. I'd be like, it's
funny.
just a table.
Oh
I don't
my
know
God,
why
that's
you guys
so
are obsessed
funny.
with this. And then actually one time they did let me hang out with them. This is bad. One time they did let me hang out with them at the mall, the Holyoke Mall, for like a 30-minute trip, whatever. And I was like, we should all take a picture. And then I psychically put the picture I made on a shirt at the mall of me with all the popular girls, and then I wore it to school all the time. And I was like, fuck you for not like. And they'd be like, he's wearing the shirt again. I'd be like, remember when we hung out? That is the most embarrassing
No,
thing.
I don't. I think that's
oh
very
my God.
sweet. I think
I
you're a
think-
sweet boy, nice sweet boy, and
No, I
they
did
were
it as
silly not to
punishment.
like
Punishing
you.
them.
I am gonna do that.
I was wearing it to school to punish them.
I'm gonna
so
do
funny,
that
Dylan.
with Eric Griffin because he specifically did not enjoy my set.
Yeah.
But I took a picture with him before.
Yeah, put yourself on a shirt. With
I'm
him.
gonna put him on a shirt, be like, "Hey, it's me and Eric Griffin."
Well, but like, also, what were my parents thinking letting me go to school in that shirt? They're like, why are these girls who you're not friends with?
they
You
know.
weren't friends with him.
It was a huge picture on my shirt.
Yeah, but like, if they were
yeah, they
your
knew
friends,
I wasn't friends with them.
Okay. Also,
They were like, he's up to something. You
And
know,
by the
he's
way,
doing
how gay is
witchcraft
this?
on
It's
them.
not like I was doing this with the popular boys. This was like me and a group of the popular girls.
Right,
I
right.
was like, yeah, I was like, fuck you guys. But then I will say that my sister died, and then everyone's pretty nice.
yeah.
Well, thank God for little
but then I
things.
felt this is why I actually do think I'm funny is because then I thought I was like they're pitying me. That's why they're being nice to me, and so that's when I became like ruthlessly mean and funny to be like
Right.
I don't need you to like me because my sister died. So it's kind of like take the power back, and then I was mean to them
Yeah.
all throughout high school, and now we're all friends.
Yeah, so would they like
Friendly.
push
Things
you
even
away
out.
from the table, or did they just change tables?
I literally don't remember. I probably blacked it
pie
out.
him in the
I
face,
was
he doesn't
very
even
into
know.
drama growing up.
I remember that kid.
You're running for president?
You ran
Stop
for
it, stop it.
president?
This is so embarrassing again. This is why I don't try to do anything anymore. This is why I sit in the side and smoke cigarettes and I don't bring things up because I'm trying to act cool. And because I was never cool, whatever.
You ran for.
I ran for president. Guess what? Didn't have anything written down. Was never going to run it. Go in front of the entire school. I have a blank sheet of paper. You know what I do? I go up there. I go, you know, I don't need this. I don't. And I rip the piece of paper
Oh, that's
up.
so awesome.
And I throw it, and I'm like, all the other people are gonna promise you this, and like this is what I had nothing.
Nothing.
And afterwards, I lost to Patrick Holmes, and who, whatever, and
Holmes?
Patrick Holmes, and he, fuck you, and after class, Miss Lagerwald came up to me. She was my 7th grade English teacher, and she said, "Probably should have written something, huh?"
Oh shit.
I said, "Yeah." Okay.
yeah, that's why I didn't
Okay. So
win.
back to the chart.
I ran for vice president because I was like, people do not like you. You are a mean person. I knew that at the time.
Yeah.
And we didn't have like an assembly where people ran for shit. We had to submit a video, and I submitted a rap video, and I swear to God, I was wearing a do-rag.
That's
Oh, don't
amazing.
And also, it was awful. And I'm pretty sure I was wearing a Houston Texans jersey, and nobody else was running a smear campaign. And I specifically just chose one girl who was so nice.
Oh no.
And I was like, I think something Broughton. Whatever. I lost.
I'll tell you this. After that assembly, my brother was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Because he was in the grade. He was like 1 year older than me. He's like, "You're fucking humiliating." I was
so
like,
funny.
"Okay."
No, I actually love that as a big choice for you, and I think, you know, if anything,
It's crazy to wear the shirt to school.
well, you know,
I love that
crazy
you
or
wore the
just
shirt to school.
forward, you know.
Thank you.
I think
I think
at
it's
the
very
time,
confident.
I would have been like, how embarrassing.
Yeah.
But now I feel like it's such a fucking power move to be like, your face is on my fucking shirt.
Yeah,
It really
yeah.
truly
Also,
is.
I will say, like, the grace those girls gave me, like, they never brought it up in adulthood.
And they didn't call the cops or anything.
Yeah, like that was crazy. Like, and like to those girls in that picture, like I know some of you follow me on Instagram because you watch my stories, and I don't follow you back, and I appreciate you for never bringing that shirt up.
Thank you guys.
And I honestly, I wish I still had it.
Oh, you don't have it?
No,
Oh,
I remember. No, I don't have it.
There's a moment where you're like, this is so embarrassing.
I remember there was a time like a couple years later where I was like, that is so psychotically like crazy to do. And I was like, and how embarrassing. I was looking through my Facebook after I talked to Trevor about it, and I was looking for, I know there's a picture of me in 6th grade wearing it in the playground with my like 2 loser friends. And
they were not pictured on the shirt.
no,
I love that.
no, they weren't. I was like, I didn't hang out with my loser friends, and like they're not on the shirt. It's like,
Did they ever be like, so, why don't you wear a shirt with my face on it?
no, I think they were like, that's Dylan.
I love that.
From that time that he basically stood next to us at the mall.
Yeah, I actually was in the middle.
I actually, last year,
I think they thought it was funny when we were getting this shirt. They're like, this is actually like funny and cool. We're all doing this. But then I think obviously when I was wearing it to like punish them at school, they were like, this isn't funny.
Yeah. it's
That's
not
fucking
funny.
hilarious.
I think even teachers must have been like,
during
are
the
you doing?
pandemic, I had this like wave of shame that I was the bully, and so I went
Stop.
and I messaged people.
we are literally on the same cosmic path because I literally almost did that as well. I have like deep fear to, I won't say her
I
name.
did it. They responded,
Don't
you
worry
were
about it."
mean to everybody. They were like, I didn't think you were singling me out. That's just who you were
That's
to
hilarious.
I'd actually be
everybody.
scared if we were in high school at the same time.
Yeah, because we both would be like, I'm straight. You'd be like, no, I'm
I think like, we
Have
really,
a cookie.
yeah, it would have been bad. Okay, wait, let's go back to the chart.
Well, I mean, this is all. I mean, look, for podcasts, I think this is A+ podcast fodder. Some of this is going to be good. You know, it's
Yeah,
good the other
for
way.
sure.
With it. But I do think that like you have memories of a time when like it must have been so disappointing when like all the people didn't like love you and all the people did like when you were rejected by like community. It must have been like genuinely confusing for you. Like,
You know what it was? And this is gonna sound crazy. My whole life, I've been like, my whole thing is like people don't get it, and so I'm always like, yeah, but they're wrong. Like, it's like it is like confusing and annoying, but it's always been like they're wrong. Like even when I was like, I'm leaving this small town, like they're crazy. They have no idea who I am. They've known me since birth, and they have no idea who I
Right.
am, and that is humiliating.
well, and it's interesting too because side note, like, so everybody in their chart has a chiron. It's sort of like an ancient wound where it is this wound that feels like it can never be healed. But then, and you haven't had your Saturn return yet, you will. But once your Saturn returns, it becomes like you become like the super healer actually in that area because it's where you have to do your own healing work in order to survive, and then you heal others in that way. Your wound is, first of all, Colton is doing his part in healing it because it's right on his sun, but your wound is in the third house, Gemini, in Virgo. So like for you, not only did that rejection from your like classmates like hurt so much, but also that's part of where you would have made it, how do I put it? You would have twisted it up in your head in a way that was like, it's because I'm like not perfect, and then you might go the other way with it, which is do like I'm going to be even less perfect because I am not going to, like, instead of allowing the hurt of them rejecting you in, you would go like, no, I'm rejecting myself actually.
Well, like Ganesh is gonna wait and fail every single class.
Literally, yeah.
Okay, great.
Like, but it's because of the community. It's because you felt rejected by third house community. And it was a perfection thing, so you were just like, fuck this. But ultimately, I think what that means for who you become as a person long term is like you actually are going to make people like kids, like, you know, if somebody listens to your set or somebody hears you speak on a podcast who's going through their own like weird 8th grade bullying or whatever, they're going to be actually really healed by like, wow, this really cool, gorgeous stud now
Gorgeous.
I don't need that.
went through all
Amazing.
this, and he was rejected
Haven't
too.
told you that
And
yet.
Don't look at me when
you
you say
actually
that.
are a community healer.
Thank you so much.
But
And
it's
actually,
like-
Trevor, you can admit that I'm actually healing right now. I knew Trevor in Portland, and I was much meaner.
Oh, I see. So
Yeah,
it's wonderful.
He's on a good trajectory.
Nice guy.
Yeah.
Very much so.
That's cute.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I used to be a little, as we said the other night, prickly.
A little prickly. and
Maybe
it's-
there were spikes coming out of me if you got too close.
Well, he was afraid. He was afraid. Everybody listening, he was just afraid. He was simply afraid of. He was simply afraid of your touch.
You can tell he was scared.
He was just
Yeah.
scared.
Like
He was
a
a little
wounded
boy.
Every
dog.
decision I've made is out of fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see,
Except for this
until
podcast.
now.
Yeah, until now.
But I do think this podcast. Now I'm looking at the chart of the relationship. And
Is there anything else special?
well,
about
everything's
me?
special. We're gonna go to the pool after this, and we can talk about it all
Okay,
day.
okay.
But I mean, lots of things special about you. I mean,
Literally all of yours is going to cut out.
like, it's only gonna be. It's only gonna be.
Honestly, it was just me going,
I know.
Yeah.
Mine was more entertaining. Let's go.
I mean, we'll find out. We will find out
Yeah,
and
yeah.
judge. But I mean, I think in general, I mean, the other thing I will say is like your midheaven, so like your legacy is in Pisces. Like you really are here to be an artist, and you really are here to like transform before our very eyes and like bring in witchcraft and bring in magic and bring in like true artistry to the world and to whatever you do. Whatever you do is going to come out looking like, acting like, sounding like art and like highest love and sort of, you know, at some points in your career or in just how you look physically or like the way, like your legacy, like they might sometimes get a little like confusing or messy, or you might go, this is weird, I think I just like wrote a song, or like this is weird, I feel like I just like whatever.
I literally am like, I think I want to like make music.
Yeah,
or,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
And like, I'm not even joking. Like, I'm like, I actually really want to make music.
I think you should do it all. I think
I
you don't
wanna
need
do
to.
everything.
You don't need to like. I think one of the things that you're learning to do, because like it's very like.
Making music is so embarrassing.
It
Well,
is
that's the whole
so
thing.
To like,
vulnerable.
like it's so vulnerable. It's like, and
It's
by
so
the way, I
vulnerable.
don't want to make music that's like, you know.
That's like what? Because you're about to do it right now, son.
It just-
You're about to do it right now, son. You better be careful what song comes out of your mouth because you're making music right now as we speak.
Even that,
Also-
I was so embarrassed.
He was like, "Huh?"
but like when you would be like, we're in the club, you know, like that's not.
No, no,
music.
you need to
is
give
it?
us a little bit more of a
Phoebe
line.
Bridgers' sad.
Could we get a line
music.
more about what you don't want to make real quick? Give us a full line.
We're in the club.
With
Wait,
the
no,
club,
that's like
in the
not-
club.
Were you doing 50 Cent? Was that your 50?
Oh no, that was not. I was doing like
You can
white
find me in the
girl,
club.
like-
You don't,
yeah.
you don't go to the club, do you?
I no, no.
That
I
makes
have
sense
been.
that you wouldn't want that music. I have been.
I want to be like I want people to be like, that song broke me.
Yeah,
That's-
like Neil Young shit.
Like Phoebe Bridgers.
Yeah, sure.
What's your favorite song?
Well, my favorite artist is Maggie Rogers. But my favorite song of all time,
Mine's Old Man.
by who?
Neil Young.
Okay, what's
Old
yours?
man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you are.
Old man, look at my life.
We can't use this. We can't put this online. The 15-second rule.
I was trying to do the lower.
Okay, great.
24
Okay.
and so much.
I don't like this.
It's a great song, Dylan.
It's
Old man, look
I'll listen
at
to it on my
my
own.
life. I think it's a pretty good
on my
impression.
own. If I cry, it's my fault.
But I actually do agree. I do want to like make music and do other things. And actually, my number one dream, I won't say it on here, is to remake a movie that has nothing to do with comedy.
I do
I'll
think
say
so.
it. I want to make a miniseries remaking Practical Magic. We're beeping that out. We're gonna.
Wait, I'm in though.
Yeah, no, it's literally. I read the book. It's my favorite. Actually, it's on my arm.
Oh my god. I love this idea.
Yeah. Okay. So wait. Should we do the connection now?
Well, so here's the thing. You guys don't even know, but this past week there was an incredibly rare conjunction of I'll say it, but I don't know if it's going to mean anything, but it's Uranus, the North Node, and Mars, all at 18 degrees Taurus. When I look at your charts together, the legacy of this relationship is at 18 degrees Taurus to the exact number. So what does this mean to me? This means that this relationship is actually about like the legacy of this relationship, the podcast, like it is about to like this is the thing that you guys needed to do to bring both of your careers to the next level. I think this podcast will blow up actually. I think that what's going to happen is
we
you're
knew
going to
before we even recorded.
We already knew.
We literally met each other. And we're like, this is about to be a hit.
Yeah. It is.
We were on stage, and there was a moment where I said, "Don't touch me," and it was like, "This is it."
This is it. Yeah, literally. I was like, I'm obsessed with them.
I think it is. And I think that like part of what you might experience as you
Yeah, are we gonna fight?
Oh right, that was the big question. Are you going to fight?
No,
I mean,
no. Whose fault
is
is
the
it?
fight?
Yeah,
Whose fault is the fight? I mean, I think in general, just like as a piece of advice, Dylan, you want to just take the blame for all things because Sagittarius moons, they're never going to let anyone win in a fight.
You know what's crazy? I'm actually like so comfortable being the one who takes the blame.
100%. That's a Gemini moon versus Sag moon. It's going to work because you're not going to actually like. You're gonna be like, okay, I get your side of the story. Like, let's make peace. Let's make nice. And he's like, no, burn the house down, and you'll flame the fire a little bit, but like actually put it out. Like it's sort of like, all right, come on, dude. Like,
I'm
come on, dude.
Even now, even when we're setting up, I'm like, I know you're mad at me for not helping set up, and I'm like, just if there's any just let me know if you need any help.
That's so
But, like,
funny.
you're not good at things.
You
couldn't set
Don't
up
say
any of
that
this.
to me.
You couldn't set it up.
Don't say that.
You're good
to
at
me.
lots of things, Dylan, just not that are
setting
helpful.
up.
Thank you.
Not good
I'm
at setting
better.
up.
Yeah. Okay.
You're
Thank
a
you.
great host.
Oh my, that is so sweet. Thank you so much for saying that.
Really nice.
That doesn't feel genuine.
No, I actually, I don't know how to
He
be
needed
genuine.
it.
I'm
He
having
need-
a harder
well,
time.
that's what you're kind of learning to do.
I
Actually, he
know.
doesn't really know. He's sort of
It's kinda
performing
hard
at all
when you, like-
times.
yeah.
But no, but you're really here to because like if you're really going to remake. Beep, and if you're gonna make music, whatever, it does require that not only you have the intimacy with other people, but it's specifically like creative intimacy that
I
you
know,
are
he
here to
looked me in
work
the eye,
on.
I was like, this is uncomfortable.
Right. Like, no, it's like, because if you're even to do it with yourself, like your North Node is in that Leo house. So it's in the 5th house, but it's in Scorpio. So you really are here to like learn to play and to play with others in a more intimate way so that you can actually create, like, so that you can let what the old version die. Like that song, in the club, that's nothing. That's crap, okay?
I
But
don't want to be Addison Rae.
who does? And who does?
I know.
Who knows who
Wait, can
that
I
is?
say something really quickly? It has
Please.
nothing to do with either of this.
Yeah.
Do you hate when gay guys like, do you want to play?
Yeah,
I
fucking
hate that. I had
Yeah.
an old
What do you think
employee
it
of mine-
means when they say that?
They
Like,
mean,
means like
fuck.
fuck.
oh,
I actually had an old employee
Duh.
who was really toxic. I was the manager, and we were talking about. They always want to talk about sex. They're like an older man,
Not like us.
and he
We
was
had
like,
every fucking podcast
I like.
about it.
He was like giving me a massage because I was a manager of a massage therapist, and he was like, "Oh, my friend Paul would love to play with you."
Oh.
And I go, "You literally can't say that."
right. It's like all of that sexual harassment.
I go, "That's disgusting."
Right.
He was massaging you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Although it's
Great masseuse.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, at least he got that going for him.
Yeah.
I think I could be played with.
I certainly am open.
But I don't like it when somebody goes like, we will be with
Playing.
the roles. I will be uncle and you'll be stepson.
sure,
Do you want
sure.
to be stepbrothers?
Step Brothers works.
Yeah.
I like to like feel the roll out and decide who I am like at the moment. I don't like to walk over to a guy's house, but like, I wonder if I should like change my voice.
Oh, you don't want like
a whole
rules.
you don't want like a whole like character description.
Yeah,
before
because
you
if
get
they
there.
start like speaking out of character, it's just gonna ruin it for me. Like, oh, your character wouldn't say.
Do you
that.
like roleplay?
right,
Sometimes.
Same.
I do.
guess what I don't know. What's the role play that you're?
It's obviously dad and son. I obviously am doing a lot of dad son
I'm
work.
obviously
but-
mommy.
But in his dad's son, the son fucks the dad.
Yeah.
Right, of course.
Well,
Oh,
that's,
of
yeah,
course.
that's actually me healing my trauma.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll fuck
I
you,
don't
Dad.
need- Yeah.
My dad's always fucking me.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
And then we're sons, but we're different.
We're different.
right,
sons.
different sons. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. I
Yeah.
think. And Trevor's the dad.
Trevor's daddy.
Trevor's daddy.
Trevor's my dad. We've
Yeah.
actually said that several times.
Aw, it's beautiful to see the family coming together, healing trauma in such a wonderful way.
Yeah.
Just getting fucked.
So are we gonna work?
So I think this is a beautiful connection. I think you're really going to work. I think like part of what you guys have together, which you don't really have alone, like in either of your charts, like you both don't have a huge amount of water in either of your chart. This connection and this podcast, this relationship actually brings that water energy into your lives. Like this becomes like a place where you actually do feel safe at home. It becomes a place where you can express your feelings in a way that is also like feels productive. Like whereas like sometimes we like, you know, it's like, what am I going to journal, or I'm going to talk to a friend, or I'm gonna fucking, you're not going to drink at this point, but you would if you could, you know. It's like there's sort of this element of like sometimes for you both there might be like a feeling of like either trapped emotions or like I don't know how to like how or where to express this in a way that also feels like productive or in a way that feels like aside, you know, it's like therapy's fine, but you both are sort of here to do like public work. You're here to do like public speaking in whatever way, broadcast in whatever way. And so I think what I think you'll find is that this relationship and what this podcast brings to your life is that you both not only have like sort of a softer image as it sounds like they were both bullies, you know. It sounds like you both are like kind of like
No.
apologizing.
If you have felt personally attacked by
Let
either
us
me or
know.
Dylan,
Literally,
let us know.
Sometimes I'm like, should I go on my Instagram, post on my story? Like, I'm not joking. If I genuinely hurt you in a way that like you think about and like it bothers you or you feel like you need an apology, please message it to me.
DM, do
and
not
I
comment.
swear to God, I will send you a voice memo of genuinely I will think about it, I will reflect, and I will apologize. Now, have I posted on my story? No.
There are specific
But you
people
can
that
now
I'm
you'll
like,
have a clip. Now you can just post the audio.
I know.
Oh.
I know. Bleep her name.
Alex Maffoni.
I would have made fun of that
I would
last
have made
name.
fun of that name.
I can't. I cannot even tell you what we were calling her because it would be re-bullying. This is gonna have to get cut out.
What is it?
Well,
Oh God. So someone said that she didn't have with her boyfriend, and everyone called her. And I did it all the time, and she, you know, she was also. I'll tell you this. The girl who made me run.
Oh, then she deserved. Then fuck you in the butt, Buffoni.
but you know what? Then she kind of got echeloned out of the popular girls. So then she was kind of
Right.
one of.
So she became
She
butt
was
fucked.
middling, and then all of a sudden it was like she doesn't have the power, and I was like, guess who does now? Because my sister's dead.
Hell yeah, dude.
Me.
Hell yeah,
And
dude.
I go.
That's what's up, dude. That's what's up.
Well, and I know I was a bully, but also I was bullied.
But his sister died.
But my sister died.
it's me and my dead sister.
We're here to take back the popular table.
I do actually. One of my friends did kill herself in 8th grade, and I had a 3 months after my sister died. But I had a psychic tell me that she comes to all my comedy shows.
Well, I have to tell you, actually,
You told me that.
I was just going to tell you.
She's been here.
No, I actually think.
Honestly, she's probably here.
No, she's here right now.
Hey,
I
Kevin.
actually think part of like what you're here to like learn to do, like North Node in Scorpio, it's like you have to acknowledge that you're talking to your dead friends and family, and you have to talk. Like sometimes when you're talking to like what you think is future you're actually in a spirit guided conversation.
I literally talk to myself constantly. Like if you ever see me walking down the street, you'll just see my mouth moving, and I'm not actually speaking or making noise, but I'm like talking to myself.
I feel like you're also like in a. I feel like
I'm
because-
in conversation. I'm literally
Yeah.
in conversation in my own brain constantly.
But I do think like your sister and your dead friend, they're with you and like really understanding that you actually have access to like Moon and Venus in Gemini in the 12th house. It's like you kind of have this connection to the other side and to people and siblings and old like childhood friends on the other side that if you were to actually acknowledge that they were still present, you might feel better.
Well, you know, I'm not even joking. I really do believe this, and not to get. See, I hate like vulnerability and getting.
But that's
deep.
the point of that's your life's work. Now we know
It's
that,
so
so you can't get away
embarrassing
from
to say
it.
this type of stuff.
Get
This
it
is stuff
out.
I like. Whatever. I can't even look at Trevor.
No, but this is the point of this pod. No, this is the point of the pod. We're doing the work.
But like, no, I do already kind of do that in the sense that like my dad's always like, we're an unlucky family, and I'm always
fuck.
like, I think you might be unlucky. Like I actually feel incredibly lucky. Like things kind of just like happen and come
Yes.
to me, and I ask for them and they come back.
Yes.
And, but like I've always said, like there is some shit that I like. I mean, I have drunk, like been hammered drunk driving my car. I mean, I got into a really bad drunk driving accident as a senior in high school, crashed into the windshield. Nothing.
Wow.
I really feel like there are people literally helping me out. Like there's a lot of people.
I
being
literally
like,
think they are.
You're like I think they tell me where to go. Like why
Yep.
am I in Austin? Like things just
Yep.
kind of work out. I have guides, honey.
I think
honestly,
you do.
Should have monkeypox. Don't. You know, it's good. Like, honest to God, the other night I had 2 men come over at different times. Really horny.
Good
you know, you knew
times.
this.
We all know this. You
all
talked
know-
about it. on the
Oh
pod.
yeah.
Wonderful.
Thanks.
I actually did hook up with another guy last night.
Somebody's having a summer of love.
I know it was gross.
What was gross about it?
Yeah.
He had like a cold mouth.
Oh.
I know what you're talking about.
I hate that.
I don't
What
get
was
it.
he? What? How?
I don't
There's
know.
just like cold lips, and you're just like,
and his like tongue was cold.
yeah.
And
You
he kept-
might as well friend your dead sister. I mean, yeah.
And you know what's, and this is bad, but you know when people are like, "I love your," you know what's that's crazy.
Just trying stuff out in the pod. Yeah, it's really open micing out here. Just throwing stuff out.
He kept being like, "I love your body." I was like, "Okay, let's enough of
You
that."
don't mention my body again.
I like, you just say, well, you can just say I'm tolerating it.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
that bar.
Yeah. So you think this is gonna work?
I think this is I think what you guys need to recognize is that like what I would do if I were you is like practice telepathy, like literally on purpose. Be like, okay, I'm gonna like write you a note like before bed and put it under my pillow, and then like tomorrow. Let's just not mention it and like see when it and then you'll be like, oh my god, that's what I said, but just let it come out. Like I think you guys actually
I
have
will
like
literally say though, it's like we might not do that because that sounds psychotic. But
That doesn't,
almost
I just also am not good at following through.
same. But also
We don't need
that
to
is
be.
actually already kind of the through line of our friendship.
telepathy.
which is literally like he's said things where I was like, that is psychotic that you said that.
you know what reminds me of a little bit this relationship looking at the chart together. Because-
Bonnie and Clyde.
No, like
Paris and
well,
Nicole?
because you also have like the way yes,
Dumb and
yes,
Dumber.
and yes, and yes, yes. But like, okay, so you have on your sun the Demeter, the Ceres asteroid, the Demeter asteroid. You have it on your Mercury. So what I sort of think is like this coming together feels a little bit like because even in the chart together, it's you have your sun, your Venus, your Mercury of the relationship, and the South Node in Cancer with asteroid Ceres is literally between the sun and the Venus. I sort of think that this is like a return to like I think there's a parent-child reunion here.
Am I the dad?
Past life parent-child
Am I the
reunion.
dad or
I
is
think
Trevor the dad?
I think you're the dad,
You're
actually.
obviously the dad.
I think this is
You're
your daughter.
obviously
I
the
think
dad.
this is Persephone from
Oh
the
my God.
underworld, and
Oh my
she's
God.
back, and now the seasons can turn again. Like
That
it's
makes so
in
much
perfect
sense.
order.
The seasons have started since we became
Yeah,
friends.
like I think that like this is the daughter that you've been searching for this whole time. That like without her, almost like are you bipolar or is your daughter just missing and you just didn't have
I
the
think my
language
daughter's
for
missing.
it?
Get off your meds. I'm home.
Yeah, he's home.
Stop taking your meds.
She's
honey.
home.
I'm home.
Yeah. Oh my god, and then